Just hold on tight. Here comes Armageddon's bite. Candle bullet, twist and turn. Feel the power as you learn. Jump rolls rising like the sun. Front press heavy, gotta run. Side pressure moves so fast. Fight for glory, make it last. Smash to the black, case the mass. Back pressure strong, never pass. Break on tension, feel the pain. Push through when it's in the vein. Hold your ground, don't give in. Feel the fire, deep within. In the arena, battles rage. Strength and spirit, break the cage.
Bam. We are live, boys. Oh, we got Drew in the chat already.
Yo. Okay.
You know what? I was just thinking, Drew, you're a good fan, man. Every single chat I go in, Drew's there. You know what? And he helps. He honestly does help all the channels so much. So thank you, Drew.
Drew deserves the world, man.
Yeah, he's honestly like a true friggin' rebel. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen him in every chat that I've come across.
Yeah, like I like it. I think it's awesome.
New phone, do I look better?
Yeah, it is way better actually. Like night and day.
It's just funny because I technically downgraded my phone what they told me, but I'm like, no, I looked at the specs.
Hey, Kalen.
But what are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about the new addition to the City Slickers, Miles.
Who's that, I wonder?
Yeah. Yeah. Went from no match to having a match.
Yeah.
Which is good. I thought he should.
You know what? Nothing against Etsy. I love Etsy, but I think I guess I haven't been in the podcast since, but we did the slideshow and everything, and as everyone knows, the unfortunate thing that happened. I think it's important for Jeremy to get in the right headspace right now.
Yeah,
and I think
absolutely.
And I think Miles's hand is going to serve more problems for this guy than what Jeremy's hook would serve.
Well, Miles is going to have to take his hand and disable him because this guy is really strong, like really strong. But I think Miles can do it.
But they're coming out to the country.
That's right. They're coming onto my ground.
Heck yeah, man.
No, I know. I've been under your ground.
It's already a week away. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super
next,
fun.
Next weekend, man.
It's going to fucking fly by. And it's going to fly by fast.
Well, yeah, we're already working on the next one after that. So going crazy.
Nightmare said country folk are in serious trouble.
You know what? Roy might come on. Kevin Roy, if he does.
Well, if Roy's coming on, we'll get Dan on.
Well, yeah, that'd be good.
I want to hear the beef.
Just let the shit talk and go back and forth.
I'm gonna send the invite to Roy. He said he might be. It depends. He works till about 6:30, right?
Yeah, he works. He works off hours.
What I'll do is I'll send it to him anyway, and then if he can hop on, and Dan's always welcome on the show. Every podcast would be.
I think country folk wins in a very tight battle from what I've seen.
It's gonna be crazy because I know some of the pullers coming from New York, and there's a few matches I don't know, right? Like,
dude, I agree. There's some where I'm like, no.
Yeah, there's a few of them, but there's some that I think are going to be genuinely good.
Aiden's an awesome guy. I've met him before. He's super cool. He wants to go get lunch with me when he comes down, and he's an awesome guy. But like Mason is heavy favorite, and just everyone knows that, right?
Yeah, Mason's Mason,
and
you can't count him out.
No, and I mean Kevin and Dan is very intriguing for me because I've pulled Kevin and I know how strong Kevin is, but I don't know. Like I've never pulled Dan, obviously, but I've heard good things. So it's if Dan beats Kevin, I am really going to want to after pull with Dan because there's going to be a lot of hand there if he beats Kevin.
I think if someone can beat Kevin, though, it is Dan because from what I've seen of Dan lately, he's got a lot of hand and his back pressure. you seen Brad give Kevin problems, right? I hope
Mhm.
Kevin's been working on that, like working on, you know what I mean, getting kind of opened up with back pressure because he's really strong when he's in. He can go sideways all day, but you get him out and get his hand a little bit. Now the guy's he's having problems, right? I mean, he
Mhm.
pulled off. I mean, I think Brad was almost on the verge of coming back that match. It was close, even
Mhm.
though it wasn't close. You know what I mean? It was
No, I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Brad was doing the right things until he stretched himself out in the
yeah.
last round.
Until he started panicking.
Yeah. But Brad's notorious for that. Love Brad
He
to
is.
death, but
Yeah,
he instead of sitting in a comfortable position and waiting for
yeah.
the opponent to tire, he wants to always get the job done, and he
Very,
sometimes rushes himself into a worse position.
very impatient. Yeah, he's got to work on his patience. Yeah,
But that's just something that takes a lot of time, a lot of table
Mhm.
time for that. Like you can't really emulate it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think super match experience as well because like tournaments, we tend to rush a lot in tournaments. Get it done quick, have
Yeah.
energy for the
So then
next
you can go to
round.
the next guy. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Where super match is a little different, right?
Yeah.
We want to protect ourselves for the long game. Yeah,
Right.
I
Unless you
I hear.
practice strictly just staying open and fighting out of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that and
Oh yeah. I mean, I always say
easily.
practice should never be about like I stopped pinning in practice like a year ago,
Hmm.
and my game is like totally changed
I
because
just
Right.
slam everybody in practice.
no, he's pretty
Hey,
good.
who's next? That's the way to get stronger.
Everybody, huh?
Aiden's in the chat. Um,
Aiden said he's welcome to
Da-
come on too. Aiden, if
Dan said,
you
"I'm
want to
gonna
come
take Kevin for a ride across the table."
in. Yeah, no, Aiden's got a match. You're more than welcome, Aiden. If you
Yeah,
PM
Aiden, if you want a
Dakota,
link,
we'll send
I
you a
can
link.
send it to you. Just
Yeah.
DM me on Instagram if you're watching, you want it. But um, it's Steve City Slicker. Hey, Steve. Yeah, this is so much more fun when you're not competing. I don't gotta worry. I don't gotta talk about Dalton or nothing. I can just have fun with
I know
it.
I like it too. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I'm neutral on either
Oh,
side. It's
you're
great.
going down Thursday, Brian?
No, no,
Friday?
Friday morning. Yeah, Friday
Okay.
morning. But see, the thing is I'm trying to work something out for Zach,
Mm.
but we'll figure something out.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Yeah.
We'll talk after
Save that
stream,
one. Yeah,
anyways.
we'll save that. for after.
Aiden said I'm on it, so I'm gonna turn my phone for a second, guys. I'm gonna send him a link here. Don't mind me. But
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, no,
Steve can always come on too. I mean, anybody that wants on, just let us know. We'll send you an invite, man. Let's just load her up.
yeah, it's
I
kind of
I did invite a few people. I tried to invite the women too. I couldn't find Madison on Facebook, so there was too many of them. So I didn't know which one was which. But Jolene, I did invite her, but she was busy. Yeah, she was doing something, so couldn't have Jolene on.
but
And
there, I
then
sent Aiden the link.
perfect. And then Joe said he's busy with work and shit, so he couldn't come on.
No worries.
No, I mean, yeah, hey, it's up to these guys too, right? They want to hype their matches. We're giving you a platform.
Hmm.
Hop on, right?
Heck yeah, that's right. No, it's right way. But so, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, comment, guys. How many matches are there in total, Brian?
Um, I think it's like 12. But I'm gonna look again to make sure.
Yeah, I want you guys to come. Oh, Dan's hosting a practice, so all good. I want
Okay,
everyone to
Kevin's coming.
comment like if they think it's going to be like 8-4, 7-5 for City Slickers kind of thing. I want to kind of curious. I want to know
Yeah,
how.
I would like predictions too.
Uh-huh.
I'll give my sense to it. There's a whole bunch of I don't knows. There's a few matches I just don't know, right?
Yeah,
It's hard,
for
but
sure.
there's some I definitely do know. Okay.
And
How's it going, boys?
good, how are you,
buddy.
man?
Oh my god. You guys ready?
Um,
We got
I mean,
11
I'm
matches. 11 matches.
Montana?
11. Dan said 11-0 City Slickers.
11
Oh,
nothing.
whoa,
I
whoa,
don't
whoa,
know
whoa.
about
Let's
that.
hold on a second. Let's hold on a second. I don't know about that one. I don't know
I
about
just get to
11 nothing.
I get to sit there and yap the whole time.
I
I'm
thought
so
we were
excited.
going to go perfect. I thought we were going to win every match. We didn't win every.
You know what though, Brian? We did a hell of a good job.
Oh, we did good. I think we lost 6 or 7 matches. I mean, out of 23.
Yeah, and Miles won 2 of those. The
Yeah.
dirty dog
Yes.
stole all our.
Yes. So
What's
Kevin
up?
Kevin Roy's coming
Ryan.
on in a minute. Yep.
Ryan, I don't know if I've met you before, but nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to
Is there
meet
another
you. buddy.
guy on here?
Yeah, Zach.
Miles is in here too.
Miles, nice to meet you, buddy.
Yeah, we have a
I think
co-host, but he's not here tonight. Yeah.
I think you're going to be one of our opponents. You're on
Mhm.
very
He
good.
just got
very good.
added. He's up against Vladimir.
Oh, dude, you're fucked, man. Dude, he's so fucking strong.
He is a beast from what I've seen, but
I think
Miles got a hand on him. Yeah.
I think I could use 2 hands and he'd still beat me. It's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I won't deter you that much. This is what I'll say. If I can't give game plans, come on, man.
no, you
I was
can't do
thinking.
that.
I'm too nice. I'm too nice. I was gonna
If
give
there's
you
a way to
game
beat,
plan, but
if there's somebody that could beat Vladimir, though, honestly,
Look at them fingers. They
Miles'
look
hands are
fake.
pretty. His hands gigantic. His hand's a super heavyweight hand, like all day. But it's still going to be an uphill battle because I watched. I think Washington State. I was watching, and I am pretty sure that's the one where I seen him pull, and he looked mean.
Vlad.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think he. Maybe he hasn't been out there, but he won the East versus West qualify, or no, he won the East versus West finals, the most recent one.
What, the one in
Yeah,
Florida?
yeah.
The Challenger Series?
Yeah,
No.
no, not Challenger Series.
No, the one before that, the one that Victor plays.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
He beat Victor. Yeah, Victor got second in that one.
yeah. He won that pretty easily, I think.
And if
He's
he beat Victor,
he's a strong boy. He's a strong boy.
I'm pretty sure that was Victor. What class was that? Was that 220 or 205? What was
I think it was 209.
209. I think that was Victor's class.
The thing is, it's so crazy how strong he is. Fucking
Yeah.
Russians, man. Russians.
He doesn't compete often either. He just trains
He
really
does
hard. for a
not.
few
But when he
events.
does, he's so good.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't seen him for a long time, and then he pulled up to Mass States. I think it was last year. I'd been training very hard, and I was planning to win it. And he held me center table, and
Okay, Steve.
he looked at me, and I was
Slow
like,
on the chat. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna. I know how to send the link now. I upgraded. I used to just do email to everybody, but now I know how to do the link thing. So just copy and paste it. Yeah.
I'm hyped for how much money people have on Zach and Garrett, man.
dude, what is this Zach guy like really good?
Zach's good. Zach's really good. Yeah.
Like, but Garrett's really good, man.
Will you beat Garrett, Aiden? Right-handed?
Yeah, but I'm 30 pounds heavier than Garrett.
Yeah, but that's how I feel with Zach. I'm like, but like Zach is like,
But
I can show you a video of him pulling a guy 350 and doing good and almost beating him.
Garrett got a win on me when I was 176. Garrett beat me left-handed when I was 176. And then I beat him again. But,
I think the match is going to be really good, to tell you the truth, because Zach
Oh,
can go
good.
anywhere.
I think that match is so exciting
Yeah.
because if you're from the Western portion of North America, you think Zach is going to win and you're pretty convinced Zach is going to win. And if you're from the Eastern portion, you think Garrett's going to win and you're pretty convinced that Garrett is going to win. And there's I have not met a single person that is like, this could be a close match. I've only met people that have either said Garrett is going to smoke him, or I've met people that said, I'm pretty confident Zach wins this, and people are going to be surprised.
Zach is, you know what? People underestimate him because there's not a lot out there, so that they can do it. But I'm telling you, He's like he looks tiny, but he pulls like he's 240. So
I don't know anything about him. I don't know anything about him, but
Yeah.
what Dakota is saying is definitely correct because we don't have a lot of carryover between people
Mhm.
calling each other. So it's
Yeah.
really hard to say what's going to be. I really hope that we get some solid matches and they're not just all blowouts because it looks like both sides there's some mismatches just looking at it, but it's really hard to tell till day of. You know what I mean?
It might balance out. I really do think it's going to balance out this one, just because I think too some of the guys, like I think if Steve Walker would have came originally, Len would have had a hard time with Steve Walker.
Dude,
I think I'm going more Len now for sure. I think
when
Who's he
Len's
pulling? Ben? Is he
Ben,
pulling
yeah.
Ben?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's going to be a hard match for Ben.
yeah.
It's hard to tell, as
when
with all of them. But
If he
when
can stop
Sean
Len's hit, yeah.
when Sean, Dad, and I went down for Ty's thing in Lethbridge a couple days ago, Len felt untouchable, man. Like Len felt like Len that beat Sean in Hinton again.
Oh wow.
Dude, like his hand felt like iron. It was crazy.
Ben is really tough to tell because he's a really terrible style match for a lot of people. But then there's some people who shouldn't beat him that do beat him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a weird spot because he has this really good drag move. But if you have like if your bottom two fingers are strong and you have a lot of side pressure,
I just don't think he's going to be able to
hard for
stop
him.
Len. I don't think he's going to stop Len. Is what I don't think.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. It goes to
Ben-
the pad faster and he can
Ben-
react.
Ben also has a nasty King's move though. Like
Yeah, but you can't get in there. You'll see. Just watch Len's.
you're right. I don't
You-
know anything. I don't know
Len,
anything.
Len's
about
like a yeah. He's been to. I don't know if he's a world. I think he's a world podium 20-time Canadian
25
champ.
time.
25-time. Yeah.
Wow.
He's yeah. Like if you can stop him, you got a good chance against him. But
The only thing stopping Len is age.
yeah, I mean he's
Yep.
Yeah, I saw the picture of him and I was like, this guy looks like he's like in his 60s. How old is he?
I think he's 60. I think.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a tank, man. He's been pulling forever.
Yeah. I mean, he's like our Steve Walker here in Canada.
Gotcha.
No, that's a good way to explain it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I really would have liked to see their match.
Yeah.
If Steve had come. That would have been pretty great.
I might have been leaning Steve a little bit, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm sure Len just lost, and I'm sure he's made sure he's fixed that, and he's probably a lot stronger. Yeah.
The bull pull, man.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
Okay, I better send him another invite saying it's invalid.
It's a wild piece of machinery, the bull pull.
I love it.
I got
I
two of
fucking
them.
love it.
I own two of them.
Ugh.
Well, I'm not that rich.
And
I
I'm
don't
going
even have
three.
one.
I'm
Must
up
be
to
nice to
3
be
plates
rich.
aside. 3 plates aside. I'm up to.
One plate, my wrist would buckle. Bang.
Len told
No.
me, he said, well, here, he said, get this one. He said, and then anytime you're ready for plates, he said, give me a call and we'll work it out. And I said, okie dokie. So I'm getting ready to order my next set of plates because I'm up to 40 reps.
What's the meeting
On
ID,
the one.
Dakota? Where do I find that? Or you can tell it to me. I'll type it into it.
Well, no, if I tell it, anyone can join.
Oh, okay. Don't do that. Do you have Kevin
Messenger.
on your messenger?
Kevin Roy?
Yeah.
Tell him I'll send it to him on Snapchat.
Okay.
You have Kevin Roy on Snapchat? That guy's like fucking 35.
Kevin is like the funnest guy of all time, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's
There he is. I think.
Snappo chat I typed in. Oh, he's in.
There we go.
He got in.
I hear him.
Can we hear me? All
I
right.
can't see you.
It's my hero.
All I see is
Yeah,
I
I
see
just
the-
got to work. My bad.
Oh, no
No, you're
worries.
good, man.
I was like, I see the legend on the table, but I don't see him. No. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. Just got to work. So
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
man. I
No,
remember you
you're
saying
good, you're
something
good.
6:37. I didn't know if that meant you start work or get off work.
yeah, that's when I start work. But I
Oh.
mean, I can chat for a good hour and a half, and then I'm kind of in and out with service.
Oh yeah. No worries. Yeah, you drive truck, right?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Yeah, for sure. So what? So are you looking forward to this match next week? And are you ready?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Ready? I don't know about that. I mean, who's ever ready, right?
You're never
Who's
ready as
who?
much as you want to be. No.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
No, exactly.
I agree.
But I'm excited to see these guys and party with them, maybe a little bit
Oh yeah.
after if they're down for it,
Oh,
It's gonna be a good time.
Kevin, we're partying, man.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm not competing this time, so it'll be
You're
good.
not. That's right.
No, I'll be reffing, I think. Yeah.
All right. That's right. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
asking Gelder about that, and that's what he was saying.
Yeah. And that's okay. I like reffing.
Have you done any reffing in the past or?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm certified and shit.
Oh, okay. I think I vaguely remember you saying something about
I just
that.
was trying not to ref so much because it was interfering with my arm wrestling.
This will be
Yeah.
Brian's first refereeing match, guys. Gonna walk
Well,
up there.
I
Go.
had thought about getting into it myself, but the guy by the name of Tom Monahan, I think it is, was telling me,
Mhm.
well, you got to kind of choose one or the other. You can't really dip your feet in both. And I was just like, oh, well, I'd
I'm gonna
rather
do
pull
my
then.
best. I'm gonna do my
Yeah.
best. Yeah. But well, you know what? Reffing actually helped me. I learned a lot about setups.
Yeah.
You do. You learn. You definitely learn because I get to feel everything everyone's doing, right? So, and I
Yeah.
see it, right? So I'm like, oh, that was a good one, buddy. Like, yeah, I'm gonna remember that, right? So yeah, no, there's definitely some perks to it, and I think the knowledge of the sport grows, and even table IQ, everything. I think it helps with everything.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but I'm only going to do it for certain organizations, and then basically outside of that, work just on arm wrestling. So I got some goals and ambitions. It's 2000. This is my year. I want to go to nationals, and
Oh, wow.
we got big plans this year. Yeah.
You getting invited to go do that then, a ref or what? Or
I
compete?
won't ref. I won't ref nationals. I want to compete. Yeah, I want to pull.
Oh,
that.
there you go.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, right. Oh,
Yeah.
the way I see you did against Chuck Young, man. I mean, it was pretty impressive. I was like, holy shit.
I was really ready that day though. And actually I wish like I was so ready that day. And then I had a match just recently and I wasn't so ready. I only had 6 days notice. And
Oh,
I
wow.
wish
Yeah.
I wish I was peaking like I was that day with Chuck. 'Cause I was strong that day. Yeah.
I want to win my first match this year. That's my goal.
Hey Steve.
Hey, Steve.
What's going on, guys?
Oh, you know.
Steve, what's
talking
up,
arm
buddy?
wrestling. Yeah.
What's up, my man?
Yeah.
How's
So-
everybody? How's everything doing? How's you going, Miles? Everything all good?
Good. Yep, all good.
Yeah, he's happy he's
You
got a
ready, my
match
man?
now. Yeah.
You ready
Love
for
his
Vlad?
background.
Vlad's he got
Miles is an astronaut. If you guys didn't know, he's working at the space station right now.
Mhm. Hopefully I'll make it back, in time.
It's only a
Might
week
come in
away.
for a landing.
Yeah,
He's you can see Earth behind him. We're right behind him.
we're waving at you.
That light is my house.
Might be as close to heaven as I'm gonna get.
Oh,
Oh, so Steve. Oh, Steve's on mute for a second. Aiden, I know you can't pick your own match. What match are you most excited for?
Now is there Garrett and Zach gotta be right.
I'm pumped
Dude,
for
I
that's-
do like Kevin and Dan are definitely the ones with the loudest fucking mouths, and I don't know.
That'd be-
But I don't know. I think Zach and Garrett is the most interesting for sure.
I think so.
I'm
too.
excited for Sam and Hunter, man. That is going to be a banger, I think. Both built
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
All the light matches are gonna, I think, have the chance of being the closest, in my opinion.
Yeah, forgive me. Those are the only ones I've really paid attention to because I mean I'm in that weight
Yeah.
range myself, sort of. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sam
Yeah.
Mitchell is pretty good, man. I've been
Sam
watching
is a
him.
unit, man.
Yeah. But you know what? Hunter's, you know what? He's pretty strong too, man. Like, I don't know. I'm curious. That one I mean, from what I've been seeing, I'm kind of like, for me, it doesn't matter who wins. I'm neutral, but from what I'm seeing, I think Sam's got a little edge. But I think Hunter might surprise. I think that match could be pretty good. Pretty
I
cool.
think
Hunter-
that might be a 3-2 match.
Yeah.
yeah, I think if Hunter can get what he wants in a setup, it's his
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah,
But you
setup
know,
matters a lot. Yeah.
if he doesn't, then I don't know though. His bicep strength, his arm strength has just come a long ways. I have a hard time hanging in there with him now, where you know he and I have been rivals for since I've moved out here. You know, for the most part, and anytime I get him in a strap or a hook, he's mine. You know, but now he's surprised me. So
Yeah. Really leveling up.
yeah, oh yeah, his hand and wrist is just on another level, man. You can't teach that.
Well, I think we'll
You're
get
just getting
that.
old, Kevin.
Yeah, I know. I
Well,
am. Damn.
we're gonna make sure Hunter gets a rematch with Daryl down the road. So
Yeah.
that was a banger match. But
That was a
Oh,
fun
yeah,
one,
dude.
man.
yeah, and I'm sure Hunter's like been training pretty hard since then. So
Oh, he's always training.
and
Always.
Daryl is that level of Daryl is huge, right? So
Yeah.
like I actually didn't think Hunter had a chance against Daryl at all. So
You see, I thought Hunter was gonna just annihilate him because I
no,
pulled both
yeah, but everybody
guys.
thinks that, right?
Yeah, well, no, not only that. No,
Yeah.
I honestly I think that Daryl's a great arm wrestler, but I just
Yeah.
the level that Hunter was on, I thought, oh shit, like he is just gonna annihilate this guy. And I think he gets in his own head way too much.
Yeah.
And you know, it definitely showed there. That one loss, and that was it. That was it for
Yeah, he
him.
was up
I
2-0. Yeah.
I think the thing with Hunter, like you were saying, is not even that he's like gets his own head, but he gets kind of tilted,
Yeah. Yep.
and he just needs to reevaluate and refocus.
Yeah. Settle
I've
down.
heard before too people critique his endurance, and I don't know if that's a thing, but I mean, it could be for him. You know, me personally, I haven't really felt it with him, but
I think he gets in his own head because actually
big
it
time.
didn't seem like endurance. It seemed like once the tide turned a bit,
Yeah, that was
he
it.
started overthinking everything. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you could
Mhm.
tell in the setup he was struggling in his own brain in the setup.
I know when we had our super match I mean, I'm biased because it was our match, but I think we had the match of the night back a couple years ago with the
I seen it.
armbender.
Yeah, I watched.
Yeah,
it.
it was just great, man. I was down 2-0.
Yeah.
And then
You
in
came back and
dramatic
won.
fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I came back and won. But
Yeah.
I got in his head, and it's all about mind games for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're good at it.
I don't let much affect me, man. Really. There's not
Yeah.
women can get to me and my family. Other than that,
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit.
Well, I thought honestly that Brad was eventually going to crack your hand and beat you.
I know.
But you did, you know what? You made him panic. He panicked so bad that he had everything and then he gave it away to you. So I was like, oh.
Yeah.
In that final round, yeah, he should have just planted and waited. Instead, he started panicking.
know.
You were able to come in and press him.
He kept readjusting. Yeah.
Because he was
yeah.
getting impatient, right? He should have just
Yeah.
waited it out. Yeah.
I thought it was funny because like when I was commentating Kevin's match, you could like tell that I was being biased for Brad. But then when Kevin commentated my match, you could tell Kevin was being biased for Dalton. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, oh yeah, here we go.
Well,
That's normal.
I had learned that I mean, obviously a while ago, I'd learned that our voices were out to the public too in the
Like
the
in the
club
crowd.
or whatever,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bar. So I'm like trying to coach Dalton at the same time, but yeah, no, low key, I was kind of rooting for you, man. I love Dalton, but I was rooting for you.
I liked your commentary on my match.
Dude,
Guys, like, I think
oh,
he's gonna
dude.
try to go inside, and you're like, I don't think you want to go inside with Brian. Yeah.
No.
You remember that? Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, oh, yeah, I do.
When you
Yeah,
told-
no.
when you told Dalton the top roll, I instantly felt his pressure change, and I was like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
is going right to the straps, man."
Yeah.
But,
He's another
How
guy,
do
man.
you-
A lot of guys just get in their head, and it's just like you can't.
yeah.
How do you think the match is going to go between you and Kevin? Kevin and Dan. Kevin.
Yeah, I'm
Are
curious.
you asking me that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know, to be honest. I'm really excited to feel what he's got. I can usually tell right off the bat how it's gonna go, hand set up, all that stuff.
can you send Dan the link, Brian? Sorry, he said
Yeah,
something.
is he good
Okay.
now?
Yeah, he's good now. Sorry, Kevin, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, dude, you're good. I really don't have much to say, to be honest, other than just I'm excited to pull
Yeah.
him, and You
Well,
know?
he's a nice guy. It's hard to shit talk him. Yeah, he's-
Oh
Are you
no,
looking?
yeah,
Are you looking
no.
to go inside with him? Or are you looking to top roll? Or
I don't know. You
Kevin's
know,
gonna
I
flop press him, man.
no man, my wrist, I'll be honest, is pretty cranked. I don't think I'm gonna try that at all. But you
yeah,
know,
he's got a pretty strong hand, I would say. I know you
Yeah.
got a pretty strong arm. It's going to depend, I think, on your hand because he's got a ridiculously strong hand for his body weight for his class.
well, that's great. I mean,
Yeah.
I deal with that with everybody. I feel like everybody's hand's way stronger than mine. My arms just it can't keep up with my hand and wrist.
Yeah, you got a lot of arm. Yeah.
Oh, I
If
think
he
Kelly's
falls
in the
into
chat.
where my lane, there's not been too many guys that have been pulling me out of it ever. So if he falls into my lane, that's it. I got him.
What do you think, Dakota?
I haven't pulled Dan, man. See, this is the thing. I always when I've gripped up with both guys, I love giving my input. But when like I've pulled Kevin and like Kevin, I agree. Kevin in his lane is very good. I think, well, I could say this about every match under the sun, but I think setup is majorly important on that one.
Gonna be
And I
one,
think
yeah.
I think it depends on, and like I've never like, it depends on Dan's patience, I think. Because I think if Dan is patient and doesn't take no for an answer in the setup and finds his lane, he might be able to do what Brad did and possibly get some real estate on Kevin's hand.
Hmm.
But I think like if Kevin gets it where he wants to be, I think it would be smarter for Dan to just let off and reset than to try and power through Kevin.
All right, how's your endurance, Kevin?
It's pretty damn good. I talking about endurance earlier with Hunter. If there's one thing that has always been brought to my attention is that I've got good endurance, but I'll say this, the match with Brad, he definitely tested it. I felt like I was a little blown up in that match as I had a little too much muscle on me. So
And you beat a good Brad. Like he was
yeah,
pretty strong that day.
he
Yeah.
really surprised me, but I kept my composure. I could have panicked and oh
Is
my
it-
God, this guy's a lot better
I
than
thought
I
it
thought
was.
he was.
I was in his corner. I thought it was going to turn around like that
Are you-
on the last round, but it didn't.
Are you
No.
guys talking about Brad Wade?
No, Brad Prince. Different guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, damn.
Yeah.
He's
But
a lot better arm wrestler than I anticipated for sure.
He just had a war with Vern Martell in Grand Prairie. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
actually a really good match.
That was a fun match, dude.
was.
Vern's
It
a
was.
machine.
Vern's
I love
crazy.
it. We got to get Vern on here.
Yeah,
You know who else we should get on here? He's in the chat right now. Kelly Leach just beat
Yeah.
Jordan Weeb last weekend, who
Oh, I
got
know.
second at our nationals
That's
in the
crazy.
198 class to John Terrian, the only guy he lost to. And Kelly Leach is a 176er, has pulled 154s before, and beat him 3-1.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't put nothing past those leeches, man.
Like insane, insane.
Yeah.
Hey Dan,
Hey, what's up, gents?
Hey, buddy.
How's it going? How's it going?
Loving life, man. Talking
Yeah.
about this one.
I just get to yap for this card. That's all I got to do. So
You get the yap. Yeah, I just had
There he
practice.
is.
Just had practice there. And there he is. What's up? What's up? Had to kick out all the guys from practice so I could hop on because these guys do not want to get off the table at all. That's what I love the energy my guys give me, man. They're all about me coming over there to smash. So I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
That's your last training
He's
session,
looking
right?
jacked.
That's your last table time, right, Dan?
No, actually, my last table time was last week.
Okay, I was gonna say you
I-
shouldn't be doing too much. Yeah.
All I'm doing is just lifting until Sunday, and then Sunday
Yeah.
is rest time. All about R&R, man. R&R. I started a little bit of my recovery earlier today. I go to the sauna. I do cryotherapy to get me ready for that Montana cold. And some red light
Montana
therapy
gold.
too.
Do you cut it all out on the last week?
I cut it all. Yeah, last 5 days, I cut everything off. No table time. I might do like a shoestring resistance brand workouts just to get the blood flow going. Beyond that, my job already does that for me.
No.
You know.
Yeah. See, I don't do physical labor. at all. So I need it. And usually I stop table time 2 weeks out. And then the last week I'll actually work out, but I'll do core exercises the last week right up till the Wednesday. And then Thursday will be blood flow, Friday blood flow, and then usually Saturday I kick ass. So
Gotcha.
I think
Yeah,
for this event, I'm gonna train right up until the day of.
why not?
Because I'm not pulling.
You're going Ty Hutchins style, huh? Ty Hutchins.
Fucking Dakota.
He's not polling at this event. So.
Oh, that's right. You're not full. What the fuck, man?
It's commentary, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
just doing a taper down now. But I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Kevin, I hope you are too, because I'm looking for a fucking firefight, man.
I think that match can be good.
I know, man. I just, however which way it goes, I just want to have a hell of a match, back and forth. Want to entertain the crowd.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's gonna
Well,
be
fun.
3-2 Dan. Dan takes Kevin's hand. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think it's gonna be a battle and a half. Reason being is because Kevin's strong as fuck, man. So
Appreciate that.
that hand, Kevin, is
Oh man.
if it's
You got me.
strength a little bit now, it might be a problem then. You know what I mean? Because that's what he does. It's his that little fucking hand, dude. I've never seen.
He's got a
tiny,
little
man.
hand.
Don't be afraid of it. It's little. Don't be so
Don't be
scared.
afraid of it.
It's tiny. Give me a thing.
I can't imagine my baby gap hands are any bigger, man. So
Well, I was thinking honestly, that match is close, but I think Dakota was right. I think a lot of it's going to come down to the setup.
Yeah.
I think if Kevin can get what he wants in the setup, he's got enough power to bury Dan. But I've been watching and kind of studying Dan, and if he can really attack you and get on your hand right, I mean, I can see it both you guys having quick rounds either way. But if one guy gets the
I've
setup and
always,
gets it every time, it might be a problem.
I've always said this, like you can take my hand, you flash pin me, but if you get into my lane, I don't know of anybody that's ever taken me out of my lane, and if there's one guy I think could stay in there with me, it's definitely Dan. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see if
Gonna
he
be
wants to
good.
go there with me, test it out, maybe one round, in the strap.
Yeah. You know what? Listen. Oh, strap is
Oh,
my
he's
game.
a strap dude. He loves the strap. So if you
I
me
love
too.
the strap.
Me too.
I love the strap. Strap it up.
Perfect.
Strap
Listen,
it.
we have
you're
a
gonna want to
Jason
strap
Bell
it
here
up after the
every year.
first
It's a
round.
strap tournament. Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
Jason Bell here. It's a strap tournament every year, and Dan first or second every single fucking year, left and right hand. So
Jesus.
yeah,
I
and
love
he's
the
not
strap,
the little
too.
guys from here. He beat the Argentinian national champion that was there, right, Dan? I think that was
Yeah,
there
the
that day.
Argentine world champion. He was a world champ.
Argentinian world champion, yeah. So he's a beast.
Okay.
He's an absolute beast. I think his name is Sebastian, but he's a fucking
No,
monster.
Santiago.
Santiago.
Yeah,
Del
yeah,
Samo.
Santiago, yeah.
Okay.
One match that we should give a little more attention to, because I think he's going to need it, is Aiden's match.
Yeah,
So
man.
let's talk a little bit about that
Dude.
match, because I
Oh
think
my
you
God.
need us talking about it a bit.
Mason, first of all, Aiden's got his hands full with Mason, but
Yeah.
Mason's press is fucking disgusting. One of my favorite
Just
presses
gotta watch
anybody
his
does.
hit, man.
He's got more than just the press, but in general, if he gets on the inside, Mason, I hope he's got some gas in his tank, and I hope he's got some good endurance, because if he doesn't, if Aiden ends up in deep waters with him, he's going to end up pulling that out.
Mason
Did
has
you watch-
very good endurance.
Did you watch the Arm Wars match?
Watch Mason.
Yeah.
Watch Mason
Yeah.
pull Joe
He's got
Fox.
endurance. He's got
I know.
endurance.
I did see that. I know Mason has very good endurance. However, if the match stops, I think I can
Yep.
I can wear him down. I think here's the thing. We have a very similar move, him and I. He might be ever so slightly faster, so the starts are going to be very important for our match. Because if he's faster than me, just a little bit, he's going to bury me, and I know that. But if it stops and I'm able to engage at the same time, I think I can stop him in a hook. And I think in the hook, it's a very close match. I just need to avoid his press, which is a lot easier said than done. I'm sure people. Has anyone here pulled Mason that can attest to see if
Miles
Well-
actually got to beat him once. Yeah.
Miles?
I'm the most recent pin. How did I
How'd you
beat
beat
him?
him? Yeah.
That
If
was
you don't want to give
right-handed
me any
though.
pointers,
That was
it's-
It
right-handed
was
though.
right-handed. This
Yeah.
is a
it's
left-handed
fine.
match,
I'll take.
ain't it?
He pulls pretty similar on both arms. I've just noticed that it's harder to top roll him on the left. I just that wouldn't be my game plan anyway, so I'm not really worried about that. How'd you go about doing it? I can get, maybe I'll give you some tips on Vlad if you give me some tips on.
I think
I
the
see what
setup's
we're
going to
doing
matter
here.
a lot for you, Aiden. I think in the setup, you guys got to watch his. He actually will put up little booby traps, and you got to watch. And you got to watch.
I
it.
know. I noticed he a lot of the times he'll flop or he'll do the flop fish in the grip. He'll let you get what you want. And
Yeah.
then
Oh
he'll
yeah.
do
You'll
this
think you'll have
bang.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
think I
He'll
got
let you think you have
everything.
a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been doing so much research on him,
Yeah.
and I'm
don't-
really excited.
Don't take anything that he gives. It's a bad idea.
It's a booby trap.
The thing with Mason is he is a pretty masterful technician, and
Dude, he's a scumbag on the table. I saw him get dude. Do you watch his matches at IFA Worlds?
yeah,
You just watched his match with Corey Miller?
I missed that one.
Oh my god. He beat him on fouls, and they were the most scummy fouls ever. I don't have any problems with Mason because it is the game, and it's IFA Worlds, so it's very high stakes. So I have no problems with that, but I'm just taking that into consideration with going against him.
Mm-hmm.
Probably smart.
One
Okay,
thing you got going for you, Aiden, is Mason injured his right arm.
Yep.
I do know that, and it doesn't make me feel good about it if I beat him.
That's fair, but at the same time, it's a battle of more aspects than just a table, and that's something that could really affect him. I'm not sure
He
how
could be
serious it
recovered
is.
too by then too.
But did you see his arm, Brian?
I think he tore his tricep tendon.
Yeah. I was looking at the X-rays, but I was like, I
Jesus.
don't see nothing.
Well, the X-ray, no, but he posted the X-ray, and then he posted a picture of his arm on the plane, and it was like red
swollen.
and swollen, and it's gonna go black. I don't.
It was bruised like he tore his tricep, but it's I don't know how to fucking read MRI imagery either, so
Yeah.
you know what I mean. I obviously if I beat someone who's injured, it doesn't make me feel great about myself. But that being said, he is a IFA world champion, and it would mean a lot to me to get this win.
Oh,
And I think
Yeah.
I think our styles make it a very interesting match, especially because I just have a wider shoulders than him. We basically do the same move. He's got a longer arm and he's taller, but we're both working with like same stuff. He's a very cup side pressure shoulder movement type of guy, but
real torquey.
yeah, very very.
Mhm.
And it seems like that's where a lot of his power comes from, just the torque. He's not a very muscular guy, obviously, but it's not like he's just winning on flukes from being fast. He's legit, and he's won some decent matches in a hook too.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter what weight you are.
Yeah,
No,
I know.
fucker's endurance is ridiculous. But I consider him a good friend. Anyway, so my match with Mason, I caught him, which of course in the setup, no matter how many times, whether him and I are after pulling or what the deal is, my hand, everyone they'll stop and admire my hand like, Jesus Christ, how the hell does that work? Okay. And then they'll sit there and they'll try and figure out what to do with it.
They're so small.
I know they are. They're the smallest of anybody's. I think, and I mean, they're smaller than Kevin Royce, So, anyway, so I felt how he was gripping in the setup. It's like, all right, I know what you're gonna do, and I used him as my warm up partner at the very beginning of the tournament, and Mason was fresh. I mean, he only pulled one guy in one class because there was no one else. And that was once, he pulled him twice each arm, and then he cured the spot, and then we did the overalls, and then he pulled the super heavyweight fella once, and then it was me. So Mason was the freshest out of anybody. And we gripped up, it was ready to go, and I hit the brakes and I stopped him just above the pin pad.
Mm.
And then it was enough for him to be surprised that 1, I caught the hit, 2, I stopped the hit, and 3, I'm ripping him open, and 4 was like, oh shit, now what do I gotta do? And then he went to try and bail and go to the slip,
Like
go to the
this?
strap.
Just flop.
He tried to come out, and I latched onto his fingers because he wasn't able to go around my hand. And once he opened up his fingers, it was done. Because I knew I didn't want to go to the straps with him. So I just latched on for dear life and stuck him. So
Good win, man. Good win, no matter how it happened.
it was.
Mm.
No, it was a crowning achievement in my short little time. So
Oh yeah.
there ain't all
I had
that
a
many that
question,
can say they pinned Mason.
I had a question for Dan. Dan, how much you weighing?
I am weighing in at 178 right now.
Same. Really? Shit.
Yeah, 178 on the dot. Yep.
Yeah, all the guys are going to be pretty much at that point. I mean that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
176 plus the 3-pound clothing allowance. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
everybody's going to be right there. You mean I know.
Oh, I'm not
82
worried about it. I was worried about being overweight. I'm like, Jesus, I haven't weighed this much in the last like 5 years. I'm eating too much ice cream, dude. The wife's feeding me too much ice cream and pizza.
That's gonna slow your game up then, huh?
Yeah.
Better not be
I'm like-
moving like molasses on the day of, man.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
think it's
Well,
gonna
I
be
don't
a
know
good
about you
match.
guys, but I want to go party after, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we have the mansion there, so you guys can come over to the mansion if you want.
Oh,
We can
all
party
right.
there.
It'll be
Yeah, we'll bring a
Halloween.
table.
Halloween, close enough to Halloween too, Kevin. We might have to stop at that bar you were at. I want to check it out. I haven't been there.
Oh, dude. I've been thinking about trying to get like a full body fucking like green suit or blue suit, just dance all around the fucking place. Like have
Yeah,
a mask, everything, like they can't tell who it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
that's gonna be fun, man. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah.
The match here. So Dan, we got Roy, Aiden, Miles. Well, want to talk about some of the ones that we haven't talked about? I'm curious about the Joe Fuhrer Roger Learn match.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's gonna be so good.
That's the one I'm curious on. Because in
That
my
could be a
head,
hook
I see it being one-sided in one sense, but then I can see it being a fucking war on another. So it'll just depend, I think, on Roger.
I think it's a hook war.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what you see?
I think Roger's gonna eventually drag him down. That's what I think.
I think Roger's gonna feel that outside's a better way, but
Really?
that's what I think.
Maybe.
But we'll see if it goes right inside. I mean, Joe, he was tweaked the last match he had. He kicked ass anyway, but I heard that he had a sore right elbow. So is that match left or right with Roger?
Right.
Right? Yeah. So
Yeah,
he's
and
probably healed now. Yeah, he's probably really strong.
And then Roger took a second match left-handed with Jack Cerveja, which is going to
I've
be
seen that.
not a great style match for Roger. Jack is such a beast.
On the left? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think then he just won IFA.
Yeah, I think I don't know if Roger has a chance there, but I really hope he does it. It would be a great win for him, and that would put his left arm on the rankings if he got it.
Yeah, definitely. Roger's a beast left or right, but I'm saying his right is a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Garrett's on the
What's the
rankings,
money
isn't he?
on?
Garrett?
Yeah, on the ranking.
Garrett is.
Yeah.
Sam is also.
Yeah.
That match is gonna be fire, man.
All right, here's the thing. Who do you think is going to be the match of the day?
I'm super
One of the
biased.
light ones, I think.
I'm super biased.
I'm just gonna say Garrett and
Yeah. I'm saying Garrett and Zach, or actually Dan and Kevin.
Could
I
be,
could see
could be
being.
it's one of them.
I'm thinking it's gonna be Hunter and Sam, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
those
think
guys
so.
are built so similar in my opinion, and it's gonna be.
How
It's gonna
how big is Hunter?
He's dude. His wrist is just. Can I cuss on here or what?
Sure.
I've been cussing like crazy, and I apologize, but
Well, we cussed.
his wrist is just fucking huge. Like it's the size of his whole arm all the way up, and his hand, his thumb, everything is not like the biggest, but he's just so strong. And I don't know if it's because my hand's so weak, but everybody I've seen him pull, man, he just Alexander Grew, anybody in any of these tournaments, he just takes their hand like it's nothing. And some, at the end of the tournaments, king of the table when all the weight classes go up, and even some of the bigger weight class guys have a hard time with his hand. And I know Sam's hand's big and his arm's big. They're built similar. So
Yeah,
I think that
Sam
those guys are
covered-
going to have the match of the day.
I think
think
Hunter's an
Sam's
up and comer.
If he
He's
can
a-
stay out of his head,
Hunter's been
then-
in here 14 years.
I was gonna say Hunter's been pulling
Yeah.
a long time.
But I mean,
he can stay out
on
of
a
his head.
higher level, like he's hitting that higher level now.
Right. Yeah, if he can stay out of his head, I think that, but I've seen Sam pull. He looks like just a whole
Mhm.
different guy.
Sam,
He's good.
yeah, Sam's only been pulling for 5 years, so he's still.
It's a long time still, but
Pretty
Killer.
deep rate, but I think it's a very interesting match. Sam's hand is just so solid, though. Like
Yeah.
Sam's
Yeah.
hand should not be that fucking size.
No.
no, yeah. I think Sam's hand's a little bigger. I've pulled both guys numerous times. From what I remember, Sam's kind of like a slow hitter. Am I right? I
Sam-
can't remember.
Sam's slow when he catches in the hook, but he's developed a press, and he also top rolls now, which is kind of funny because
Okay.
it just
Yeah, his
doesn't
press
look.
is
It looks kind
disgusting.
of weird with his brain. His press
His-
is nasty though.
His press is disgusting.
Yeah, his press is an evil thing.
Yeah.
Definitely is evil.
There's guys out here that literally get so fucking pissed that when he goes into a press, it's like, well, I can't do anything. It's just they get so
Yeah.
pissed. I mean, it's just on a different level. He usually goes inside and he goes in, but when he goes in for a press, it's just on a different level. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, if you've got that down, for some of these guys that can press, it's hard to defend.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
I gotta say, I'm excited to see Garrett and Zach.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
one. Like that opening match is gonna be a fun one.
I can't
think
wait.
it will be
I
fun.
can't wait.
I was saying this earlier before you guys were on. You guys probably saw it, but I think it's crazy how, like, if you're out here, you think, like, I don't know why everyone's sleeping on Zach. But then all you guys out there, like, Garrett is going to kill this guy. And I have yet to talk to a person who is like, oh, this is like a close match. Everyone is interested in this match only to see if they're right or not.
Okay.
Not to see, not because they think it's going to be a close banger. They just want to see if they're right.
I want
Yeah.
to see Zach win. I'm biased, but I think he's gonna win.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Wouldn't be-
from what I see, Zach's quick. He's fast to hit, but I think Garrett's gonna catch him and then hold him and then crank his fucking arm right back. He's
You know what's
just
really
so-
funny? Is Zach just started hitting in the last 6 months. he used to do pull totally different. Zach can, if he feels that he can hit, he's gonna hit. And if he feels that he needs to be more defensive, he'll change. Like, he's pretty good.
He's
can pull
definitely
anywhere.
slippery, man.
Anywhere.
He's
Any
deceiving.
position. Yeah, so I just don't know. Like, the versatility is definitely on a high level.
How's his strength? How's his strength?
He's, for his size, he's nails, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I have to say,
I got a
Garrett-
video of him pulling a 350-pound guy, and like an experienced 350-pounder.
a
And he was doing
serious
good with him.
He can table lift more than me in almost every lift.
Yeah, Garrett's like a shredded fucking fucker, man. I don't know if you ever seen. He's probably
His
the most-
arms are huge, man. He looks
He's a
crazy,
fucking
and I've watched him too.
Beautiful human being.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like if
Oh, he's
I
a nice
swung
guy,
the other
too.
way, Garrett, oh my god, he's gorgeous.
Seriously. Seriously,
Fucking
Garrett
body
looks
of
like a fucking
marble.
model. He really does. He looks like a fucking model, dude. He's shredded to shit like everywhere. I mean, he's a specimen. He really is a fucking specimen.
Here's one thing I will give Zach the advantage on that I think sometimes is swept under the rug because we always talk about just strength.
Yeah.
But Zach is not used to pulling, having a technical advantage, and Zach is going to have a longer arm than Garrett.
An inch and a half. Yeah. Lever
Really?
disadvantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
How's his hand?
Well, his hand, well, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's like, if I could
well-rounded.
explain Zach's hand, it'd be kind of how we were explaining Dan's hand earlier. It's small, but it's deceiving again in a sense, right? So
Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I would say
there's
Garrett's
similarities.
not deceiving. He looks like what he can pull and what he can do because he's a shredded fucking fucker. So
He's
he's
just
like
your top end strength.
yeah, he's really strong just in general. And he can go for a long time.
I gotta
It's a-
say, oh, sorry. I gotta say, Garrett's obviously on the rankings for a reason, and Zach is not on the rankings. So I will agree, Garrett is the favorite. But I think that this is I think Zach is one of those guys that has a genuine opportunity to show more people who he is in this. I don't think it's an absolute mismatch, but of course, Garrett's the favorite.
Yeah, I would say Garrett's the favorite in that match, definitely.
I think
you
he
know what,
might shock.
I think it's going to be a battle, to tell you the truth. I think it's going to
Yeah.
be like a 3-2, same thing with you and Dan.
Yeah.
But I think Garrett's going to win in style. I think he's going to be able to really hold him. He's got some serious strength, some serious fucking for his body and his size. You don't see guys that look like that at all. You'd think that he's a 165, 170, 176, depends, because the guy's just pure fucking muscle, man. He's just on a different level, really on a different.
Yeah.
No, I'm commentating, but I'm going to be in Zach's corner for his match just because I have to be.
I'm gonna have to watch everything afterwards.
It's such a great opportunity for him to even pull a guy of that caliber that I would feel like a bad teammate if I was not in his corner helping him, because this is something for a guy like him that comes along and you can't sleep on it, and he knows that, right? Because like I was saying earlier, if Zach does manage to get a win, like if he wins this match, all of a sudden everyone's like, who is this Zach guy? We want to get him on our card. Right? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm saying if it happens. So
Zach's the force at that weight,
it's
man.
a super cool opportunity. And I think I think it's fun for Garrett too, in a sense, because I think mentally this is a good thing for Garrett, because there always comes times when I'm not saying in the match, but just in general, like he's pulling somebody who has no idea anything about him. And he keeps hearing, this guy's good, this guy's good, this guy's good. And I know what that's like. And sometimes you show up and he doesn't meet expectations. And then sometimes you show up and he's more than you expected. And it's really good for an arm wrestler to go through that prep mentally without knowing anything.
How long has he been pulling for?
Zach, 4.5.
4.5? I don't know. I didn't
4.5.
Okay. How long has he been pulling pros for?
Well, he's one, like, he started before me, so I don't know if he was pulling before me or not. But like, as long as I've been in the sport, he's kind of jumped into pros. But the thing is like, he's light enough that he just had the strength to do that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, he's really strong for his size. Yeah. So.
Which is why I think it's fun, because it's kind of like how Aiden was talking about Mason earlier. Like when you look at Mason, you don't think, oh, okay, Mason has the build of a world champion arm wrestler, right? Especially for his age. And I think, like, I'm not saying Zach's world champion or anything, but when you look at Zach, it's the same way. You're like, that guy does not look like he should have that frame or be that strong.
Yeah, I would say that's like Garrett, Sam, and Dan. Tell you the truth, with Dan, actually, Sam looks like he does have the strength in the forearm, but Dan doesn't really look like a big guy, but he takes on guys that are 260 and cannot move him center, and it's like kind of like Like, is he fucking with Dan? Is he not putting in what he needs to? And it's at the end of the day, it's like Dan is just holding him. That's what the problem is. I mean, so Garrett's got serious strength. I'm saying I don't really see him pull too many bigger guys. He usually sticks to pros 154 everywhere, but man, he's ranked in Vermont. He's beaten so many guys. He just had a super match with another, so he's always pulling. I say it's going to be like speed up against strength. I'm not saying that Zach is not as strong or as Garrett, but I think it's going to be Zach's speed that's going to be coming into trouble, and hopefully Garrett's fast enough to hold his speed and strength at the same time.
I want to talk what ifs here for a second because it's really fun. How shocked would you be if this goes into a hook and Garrett doesn't gain anything on Zach?
I don't see that happening at all.
Don't see it at all? Okay.
Very
No.
shocked.
We're not seeing that happening.
Going to a hook with Garrett, that's not Garrett. Garrett's
That's not
comfortable.
happening.
Garrett's
He'll be
very
there for
comfortable.
days. He literally
Yeah.
will be there snoring, taking a nap, coffee break, come
Yeah.
back to pulling.
That's Zach
Yep.
too inside, man.
So-
Yeah, he'll sit there and crank and crank and crank, and he'll sit there, man. He'll sit there for coffees and lunch and breakfast and dinner. He's that like I wouldn't go on the inside with him.
I know he's very diverse, but so I'm not trying. I feel like the way I'm asking these, I'm almost making you
you're
like
trying to
talk.
you're trying to pull some information out of me to see if you can give to you.
No, I'm not trying to, but I want to talk.
Come on, Dakota, let's go.
If Zach takes his hand, will you be surprised?
I don't think he's not going to take his hand.
I wouldn't be very surprised, but I would be surprised if he could beat him because Garrett is really good even without his hand. Like
Yeah.
surprisingly good. I don't know if you've watched any of his super match footage.
I've watched them all.
Have you watched him versus Burdock?
Yeah.
Jamie? Dude, amazing match. He's able to keep his composure without his hand, and his arm is not in a bad position whenever he loses his hand. He's always able to keep it within his shoulder, or he's just able to maneuver in such a way which is like very good. But I would not be surprised if Zach took his hand. I think if Zach was going to pin him, I think it would have to be a flash pin.
Yeah.
I was curious.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be looking at this one after the match. And
like,
going, okay.
You know what I'm worried about, guys? I'm not gonna lie. I'm worried about this is like one of those matches. It's like when it's a UFC main event and you meet up with all your buddies and you talk about it for weeks, and then it's just an absolute like one-sided snooze fest. I'm really worried that this could happen with this match, but I am so excited.
Yeah.
Like I love all the matches on the card, and I'm excited to meet everybody. I'm excited to see some of you guys again. But like when whoever gets called second is coming down like the tunnel, and they're walking up and they're getting hyped, and this is about to happen. I absolutely cannot wait.
Oh, Steve, that list of the matches we got is that the order of the matches?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure we're going to do from lower weight to the
Garrett
highest.
down. Yeah.
We're starting off with Garrett, Sam Mitchell, Dan, and Aiden, working ourselves all the way up. Jason Ciardi.
Let's go.
And
It's
the
gonna be
women are last, I seen.
Say again.
The women, there's a woman match.
Yeah, I think that's the way we're going to do it. I'm not 100% sure, but we kind of talked about that we're going to do from lowest class to the highest class. And I'm not sure if we're going to put the women's last, but I think that would be good too at the same time.
Yeah, I invited the one Jolene, is that her name?
Yeah, Jolene.
Yeah, Jolene.
I invited her, but she was busy tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, she seems really nice. I spoke to her over the phone and stuff, or I'm texting on messaging and stuff. She seemed really nice. So she joined in last minute. Thank God she was able to jump in and get a match for Madison. To tell you the truth, I think that's actually going to be a really good match too. Madison and Jolene. Jolene's an absolute monster. Madison has so much strength, but I know Jolene's coming in, really strong too. So I think it's going to be, honestly, it's going to be a top roll battle. I think it's going to be whoever hits first, because they're both, even though, they're both diverse, but I think it's a top roll battle.
Oh,
Right
wow.
on. I like the women matches, man. I think they're awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jason Ciardi too is pulling two at 198. I think he's gonna run through him, but you never
Who's the other
know.
guy?
I'll tell you right now.
You told me before.
Yeah,
I forgot.
I know. I have literally 26 super matches coming up, so I get confused on
That's
who's
crazy.
match.
Who's pulling who?
There's so much going on, buddy. I mean, I couldn't promote like that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, Steve's got like some insane skills. I said in previous podcasts, this man's like a freaking, he's got a
Sean
teleporter on
Lester.
hand.
Who's Sean Lester, guys?
Oh yeah, he's pulling Sean Lester. Sean Lester is pretty good. I think that's going to be an okay match.
Yeah, I don't know either guy, so it's hard for me this one.
Steve, do you have side money on the Zach Garrett match?
Say again.
Do you have side money on the Garrett Zach match? I saw you commenting like with some guy from like weren't you and Francis talking about that match?
Wait, say
Or
again.
was that
Sorry.
you, Aiden? Was that you, Aiden?
That was both of us actually.
Oh yeah, on the match, yeah.
That's I saw that. That's so hype. Ugh. It's no, and I've said this like 7 times, but literally if I went to any arm wrestler here and said, "Do you think Zach will beat Garrett?" and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, everyone over there sleeping on Zach." But then if you guys go ask anyone, they'll be like, "Yeah, of course Garrett's gonna kill this guy." It's just it's so anticipating because everyone wants to see who's right.
What's Zach's best win?
See, I think that's interesting because Zach is pretty versatile. Like I'm very impressed with how versatile he is for how his hand is. And like normally like Zach's most powerful move is a press.
Yeah.
But against a guy like Garrett, I don't know if that's his best chance to win because that's where Garrett is going to sit and be strong is if Zach tries and presses and Garrett can force that into a hook. Almost like what Artem did to Camille.
Mm.
Round 1, like what Artem did to Camille, I think that's kind of could be the same lanes if Zach tries to press. I don't know if the strength gap will be that far. It sounds like you guys think it may be, but like Zach, I
don't know. If Zach
know.
gets in his press, though, I don't know.
Round
he can sit there all day.
I could see that match, and another reason why I find this match so fun is because I could see each round looking completely different. Because the first round, I think both guys are going to be feeling each other out and kind of wanting to go where they're strong, and then depending on how round 1 goes, they're both well-rounded enough pullers that someone's going to go, okay, I need to make an adjustment. They're not going to try and outpower them again, I don't think. Like I know if Zach, like let's say Zach loses round 1, I know Zach isn't going to be like, okay, I can power through him this time. It's going to be like game plan change. It's going to be adversity.
All right, I gotta go, guys. I gotta go write a paper on Frankenstein and the Old Testament. So
Nice.
very excited for that. But
What a combo! Yeah,
I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your night, and I'll watch the rest of this at some point. But good talking.
Nice to meet you, Aiden.
Yeah, we'll meet
Take
you next
care,
week
man.
in person, buddy.
Man, I gotta
That's right, Aiden.
get
All
home.
right, all right.
Take care.
So
He's a nice kid, eh?
Yep.
I was gonna say,
Seems
guys, I
like
got to store and I gotta get going home though.
Oh yeah, no
Yeah,
worries.
I gotta take
Sounds
off
good,
myself. Got work
Good
in the
seeing
morning.
you.
Jesus, everybody's leaving.
Guys.
It's 9:40 here for us.
I guess you guys are 2 hours ahead of
it's
us.
2
Yeah.
hours. Yeah,
So,
I know. It's
All
tough.
right.
catch you guys
Take care,
later.
guys. See you next
Okay,
week.
Take care, guys. Good seeing you. Oh, someone's ringing. Yeah, so we'll see how these matches go. I don't
Yeah,
know.
man.
I'm
What are you
really
talking-
curious. I'm happy, Miles. I'm happy you got in there, buddy. Good for you.
Yeah.
Wasn't that something?
Well, remember I said why did you get a match? I was kind of rooting for you. Yeah.
I know. I
Mhm.
know.
And I'm just glad I got to be a part of it and I get to see you guys again. So
Yeah, brother.
then you have to find me another match down there soon.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I still
Oh.
think you and Clint would be a good one.
I
But
just hate, you know
obviously,
what? It's just I will, but
hold
depends the rule
on.
set.
I know. That's what I
Wait,
was
he
about
doesn't
to
want
say.
Clint?
No, he wants Clint, but he doesn't want the Montana rules. He doesn't want the Clint's shoulder to be where Clint likes his shoulder
Yeah.
What do you mean?
in the
Just the way-
Wait,
setup.
don't we have to be squared anyway?
Well, yeah, you're
Well,
supposed
no.
to be squared, but
Did you watch
okay,
that
so
last
like
match?
when
Oh,
Clint
well, yeah,
pulled-
but dude, like, obviously the refs at that time weren't,
No, I'm not blaming the refs. See, listen, I'm just saying I don't want that. If he's going to be a presser on the go like that, there's no way I'm starting with his fucking shoulders and him sitting there like
Yeah.
this, ready just to, you know what I mean? I'm not doing it. If he sets up nice and square and he wants to then press, good. But at least
he
give me a
usually
chance
does,
to
but the
counter.
refs that we had that day were just like, and I was even mentioning it in the commentary. I'm like,
I
Jesus.
was. I was like, a poor guy. Like the other guy looked strong, like he could have maybe did something, but it was
Yeah.
so, you know what I mean? Yeah.
no.
I think I beat Clint all day, tell you the truth. But you know, it's a matter of circumstance too, right?
Yeah.
If I was in that match that day, I think I would have been upset. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was against Steve, wasn't it?
Yeah. And you know what? Steve is strong. He just needs
Steve is a
more
powerhouse.
table
Well,
technicality.
He
shit,
needs
why
a
don't we
lot
get,
more table time?
why doesn't Brian face like Leaf or something?
Leaf?
Yeah.
Our styles are pretty similar, man. I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
that'd be a
Good
great
and
match.
strong. Yeah, it might be.
Because
I
he
need to look
powers
in
through
more
Chuck,
depth.
for the most part, from what I remember.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
you did too. So I'm like thinking,
Well,
well, shit.
See, listen, you know what, Kevin? I didn't even
Yeah.
my game plan, I dropped my whole fucking game plan. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because right before the match,
I know, dude. It's always that way, isn't it?
yeah. And then when we went out there, everyone's just kept, I was like, oh, his hand is its fucking hand. And I was like,
Yeah.
I want to make a point. So like my whole plan was just to hammer him sideways. If we slip, go to straps and then try to bury him. And that's how I was going to pull. I was really strong, right? But then I said, fuck that, because I felt that I had something in the hand. So I just said, I want to break Chuck's hand because that'll be more impressive. I really felt that. I felt like if I can conquer his hand,
Yeah.
then I beat Chuck. You know what I mean? So, and that's what I did. It really was important to me, and it made me feel really
Freaking
good.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
looking
awesome,
back.
dude.
Yeah. So like, I just wanted to beat him where he was strong. you
Yeah,
know?
those
Yeah. You
Montana
had my
guys.
favorite. Go ahead, Dakota.
I was gonna say those Montana guys did a great job of scaring us before our matches, man.
Mhm.
I was like, I gotta hit hard, high, and fast, or else I'm gonna get absolutely demolished.
Yeah, walkout song, Kevin. You like that walkout
impressed
song?
me, dude. I gotta say.
What'd you say,
This is
sorry,
like my
Kevin?
favorite. I heard that and I was like,
No
I
one ever
considered
picks
using
it.
Brian's. It's
Yeah.
the best, dude. It fit
Yeah.
you so good too.
Yeah.
No,
'cause
Dakota,
one-
you surprised me a lot, dude. I thought that you obviously were technical, know what you were doing, but you
Mhm.
just
disabled him. He disabled him.
just like murdered him, and like strong everything. I was like, wow.
Well, it was the setups. Dakota was really winning the setups. So
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
setups
well,
are
even then
everything,
though,
right?
I think Dakota, even if he's in a danger, man, it's like he
Oh,
knows
I
how to
think
get
Dakota
out of
would
it.
have
He's
beat him anyway.
methodical.
But Dakota was
Yeah.
really
Oh,
getting
yeah.
controlling the height. And then when Dakota gets
Yeah.
on top, then what's he supposed to do, right? Like
I
Dalton
think
kept
and I,
waiting for that fucking
I've gotten a
inside
lot
hook.
better at it.
mhm.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot better at it, but Dalton and I, especially Dalton, just kind of, we'll muscle him over once we get in the match. We don't care about the setup so much,
Yeah.
but it really does matter a lot because I
Yeah.
got guys beating me in the past. I'm like, there's no friggin' way, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So you get what you want in that setup, and then okay, yeah,
Well, there
it's
was
a whole different ball game.
There was a couple things when I was there. Like, cause I've only been pulling, I'm on my third year. So the thing is I get to, see Matt pull and I get to train with a lot of high level people all the time. Right.
Yeah.
So one thing I noticed down there, there's a lot of emphasis on what's going on up here, but no one really emphasizes their foot position and their body position. Like I
Mhm.
noticed,
No.
who's got a good hand and I think would be really good. And he beat himself in his match.
Jake Covert.
Jake Covert. Yeah. He
Yep.
was, you know what his problem was? He was
Mhm.
blocking himself. His leg,
Yep.
he was blocking himself. So his ability to go this way, he was actually blocking himself, and then Buddy
Yep.
was stretching him out and then pinning him. Yeah.
Yep.
So I was like trying to explain to him, like, you know what, think about where your feet are, right? And
Yeah. He's
just
come
put-
a long way.
Oh, he's
Jake
gonna be
has.
good. He's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He moved to Nevada, didn't he?
Yeah, I think
Oh, did
so.
he?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
just
gonna,
moved.
yeah.
Oh shit.
He was working at the mine here in Montana, and he was actually the guy that got me hired over there. I went over there for 6 months last year, and then of course they laid a bunch of us off and I went back to truck driving. But I'm gonna miss
Okay.
Jake. We had all of our practices at his house, man. Majority of the time.
I like
Nice.
that guy. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah,
He's a
good
nice
guy.
He's a good
Soft
guy.
Jake's the
spoken,
shit.
but good dude.
Yep.
He was gonna come train. He wanted to come train with us. It's too bad he moved,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, looking
Kevin,
forward to it.
Clifton said that Brian and I should go pull some of them North Dakota guys. How are they?
Strong, bro.
They're fucking, they all have like the same style, dude. And I don't know what it is, but like their fucking hands are just stupid and they're quick and god dang. Like I don't know what it is.
I'd like to get down. I like Clifton. He's a good guy.
Clifton recommended
Love to
I
train
pull
with him.
someone from there on one of my
You should.
videos, and then maybe Clifton will comment his name. You might know him, but
Nathan.
Is it Nathan?
Nathan Johnson
Yeah,
just
pulled him,
dropped
Kevin?
down to 198.
Okay, he's big though, isn't he?
No, he's 198.
How much is Dakota?
205.
I'm like,
206.
yeah, 205.
Damn, okay. I thought Nathan was like 230.
Well, he was, but he didn't. He decided to drop down.
Yeah. Yeah, he's night and day, man, from my experience, in my opinion, from what I've seen of him. Like there are times that he is just dominant all around, and then there are times where it's like guys beat him and you're like, what?
Hmm.
And I don't know. I don't, like I said, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to really anything above my weight class at all.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just don't,
Yeah.
but
I think because of what I like the podcast and I ref
Yeah.
and everything. So I think about all the weight classes. Actually,
oh, you said you should, yeah.
yeah, and I'm like an encyclopedia. Like I'm like,
That's good.
that photographic memory when you've seen something, you never forget it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so every match, every detail of the match, like it's like
Mhm.
just in stains in my brain.
I
And
guess for me, it's just I don't see those guys as a threat because I'm never going to compete there, so I'm never really paying
Yeah.
attention to them.
Right.
But you should,
No,
though,
no,
because
no,
you
they're-
might
they're-
learn, you might
Clifton
see something
and-
in their style.
True.
You might learn something technically from them, right?
Yeah, it's very true. I don't know. It's
How you
just my
look at it.
ADHD self, I guess, where
Right.
like if I'm not interested in it, then
Mhm.
I can't pay attention. I'm like, oh look, squirrel, there's a beer over there, or
You know what
You know,
also helped me is that I was a big fan of arm wrestling before I started arm wrestling.
yeah, same, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it was easy for me because I watched all the weight classes and yeah.
Yeah.
And I
Oh
like
yeah, it's
yeah.
awesome to watch the heavyweights. I mean, that's all I really ever watch, and when it's the big
Yeah,
big
yeah.
name guys. But as I've gotten
Yeah.
a little further in the
Hyper
sport, I pay
focused
more
on your weight
attention.
class. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
But I'm gaining weight too. So I mean, I haven't been 180 basically for like the last 5-6 years. I've stayed in 160s, and I don't know where this weight gains come from. Just getting a little fatter, I guess.
Maybe they are going to be
They
a
all do
threat
with
now.
age, buddy. That's age. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna be 33 at the end of the year, so
Well, you know what's funny? When I took the match with Chuck, he goes, "How much do you weigh?" I'm like, 269, 270.
Yeah.
Right. We get to the match, I'm like 300 pounds. You know what I mean? But that's what
Yeah.
happens. When I train, I put on weight. Like when I train hard, I get heavy.
yeah.
Just the way I am. Yeah. So
Well,
when I'm
I did
off,
try
I'm
to gain
like-
some weight. I was like 168, and then I knew that this match was coming up, so I'm like, all right, I'd start packing it on, and I just
Yeah.
I packed it on real easy. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah. Well, you know
That was
what?
like me for
Okay.
Dalton, man. I was like, man, these guys are saying Dalton's going to kill me. I better at least
I
get up
know.
to 210.
I was worried, and all this hype. I was like, I don't know, Dakota. Just make sure you
Yeah,
take his
Yeah.
hand.
Kevin
Yeah,
was
like, take
like,
his
I
hand.
after pull with Kevin, and
Yeah.
Kevin was like, yeah, you're probably screwed. And I was like, oh my God. No.
I'm so sorry, dude.
But you can't
I
go
low
by
key
that
was
because
rooting for
Dakota
you,
doesn't
man.
let it all.
I really
he,
was.
Yeah, he won't show it all in the practice table either, though. Yeah.
I'm the worst
No.
sandbagger of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
He
yeah.
is, dude. Fucker. I swear to God.
Well, we also train that way too, right? Where we slow pull and we just gradually like get,
As you should.
get strong. Yeah, and that's how we train. So like what you feel in practice, you might even pin me sometimes, right? But
Yeah.
on the table, it's like, yeah.
It's
Just
hard
what's
to
up.
go to practice, man, because all the guys that I practice with in Billings, other than maybe a handful, are all like that. It's all ego, and it's just
Yeah,
like
that's not easy.
no, and
That's
it's like,
hard to
dude, come
practice
on,
in.
like let's just work in this zone right
Yep.
here. Like
Yeah.
let's, you start, beating me, I'll let go, and
Yeah. Yep.
That was
It's
like
just-
when I sorry, Kevin.
Okay.
When I
No,
was
go
in
ahead.
When I was in Amsterdam, Poland,
Yeah.
we told them we wanted to do like a practice table time when we were down there, and they were like, okay, sure, kind of thing. And we like came, it was Sean and I, we like went there, and they're like ready going each other, like
Yeah.
hitting each other. And and then we were like, oh, like how often do you guys practice? They're like, oh, like once, maybe twice a week, because we're like sore. I'm like, yeah. No wonder you guys are literally just hitting each other for 2
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like,
No.
oh my Lord.
Like even recently, like I lost my last match against Uncle John, and basically setup. Uncle John wasn't as strong. I was stronger, but he was beating me. He has a big hand. His hand is like Miles's hand. It's like
Yeah.
stupid. So anyway,
Tiny.
Yeah, he was tiny. Yeah. So he was able to beat me in the setup and take everything. So I could never access my strengths. You know what I mean?
Damn.
I still put up a fight. Like he wasn't pinning me easy, but he
Right.
basically kicked my ass in the setup is what he did. So now me and Sean in practice, we're doing where we're setting up, we're gonna fight like if we're in a real match, and then we have someone reffing and he goes, ready, go. And instead of going, we just stop and then analyze where,
Right.
who won, if I'm in a better position, if he's
That's
in a better
great.
and we talk about why, and then we do it again. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then we do it again.
That's great.
And like shit like that is the
Will
next
take
level
you
shit.
forever.
Yeah.
It will take you miles. Yeah.
Yes. And and even like in practice, I recommend everybody start out, do your wrist warm-ups or whatever you want to do 30 seconds back pressure, like just on each other, right? Let him take you down to the pad, or you take him down the pad, hold him for 30 seconds. Then you do it to him. He holds for 30 seconds. Then you just kind of slow pull, like just fuck around, right? After about 5 minutes of just doing shit like that, then you can start increasing pressure and get, you know what I mean? And then you can practice for 2 hours, but next day your arm's pretty good. You can still train in the gym. Like if you ease into your training on the table, and it's more beneficial anyway.
It is. Oh my
Yeah.
God. So much. And I, when I've trained like that with Dan Groslack and a couple other guys,
Yeah.
because they know, they're like you. They're like, okay, let's do this, do that. But I train with Dalton or Hunter or some of these other guys. It's just
A
like
little bit of pride.
they just want to go. They don't give you anything. And I'm like,
Yeah.
come on, dude. Like,
No.
really?
No, start like you wouldn't a match, straight wristed,
Yeah.
everything. Don't start like cocked or curved or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, just try to mimic anything that you do normally. And then you know what? Let's say we're doing it and we're giving pressure, and I get you a bit. I won already. I know I can take you. So
Right. Yeah. And then just let it
let's
go.
just
Yeah.
ease back. Yeah. And then I'll even let you kind of get me a bit and I'll
Yeah.
hold it. And then I'll practice
'Cause
opening your hand, right?
getting torn open like that,
Yeah,
absolutely,
right.
is what hurts you and sets you out, and it's just
Exactly.
not beneficial for anybody.
I think you should just snap them.
Dude, I'll say this, and I'm not trying to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
My wrist is pretty fucking cranked. I haven't trained at all, and I don't know how this is gonna go with Dan, to be honest with you. I haven't pulled anybody, but all I know is
That's
like
good too, though.
there's certain lifts I can't really do because even just driving right now, it kind of
Hurt
hurts.
your wrist.
Yeah. I cranked it pretty bad with Brad and didn't
Yeah,
hurt
just-
that bad, and then this last tournament I was at in Billings, I knew I shouldn't have done it and I did it anyway. And that's and I couldn't even wipe my ass, dude, for a couple days.
I
It was so
remember
bad.
your performance.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey,
I've been there,
have
buddy.
you
I've
gone
been
to a
there.
chiropractor, Kevin?
I probably should, dude. That's what I should do. I
You know
haven't.
what?
So
Is it
just
in
before
here?
State and before Butte, I
So
went
it's
to a chiropractor twice
it's like
that same week.
right
Oh,
there, if you guys can
yes.
see. Like right
Exactly.
in there.
This part
Right
right
there.
here.
Yeah.
Go to a
Yeah.
chiropractor and have him crack your fucking wrist.
Okay.
Well, if you got ligament damage, like I'm no doctor or anything, but I do a little Wolverine action here and there. And I'm telling you,
Yeah, same.
like 5-6 days, I'm fucking healed, man. Like
You
bad.
talking BPC?
Yeah, and yeah, TB.
Yeah.
TB,
Well,
yeah.
I'm using that and I think it's helped immensely, but
This is
it
not
still
enough.
hurts.
You
Yeah.
gotta then you're gonna have to get light bands too.
Brand.
Yeah.
And start doing some blood work and just
Brand.
I've been doing rice stuff, rice bucket.
rice
and that
bucket's good
seems
for
to
it. Yeah.
No.
seem to help a
Tren.
little bit.
Tren and
Tren.
test.
Trend's
if I
bad
did
for the
Tren,
ligaments.
If I did Tren again, I would be up to 210 and with an 8-pack and traps up to my ears. So I'm good.
No, Primo is the way to go. That's the long
Primo.
game. That's a long game, buddy. Yeah.
Never use that stuff.
Well, better than Trend, believe me.
Really?
Well, in the long run, yeah, it's way better.
Yeah, in the long run. But Tren
Yeah,
is
but
so good.
Trend,
Oh my
Trend's
god.
so good, but the second you don't take it, you lose all
Yeah.
your power, man.
Like a sexual
Oh,
Tyrannosaurus,
it's done.
man.
Just goes "Brrr," and boom. Yeah, it's
You want to
like-
talk about Playboy Roy, man? I was Boy Toy Roy all up and down for like 5 years, man, when I was on that stuff.
Yeah, no, Primo's got very little side effects. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, so these are just my opinions. But
Primo, huh?
yeah, Primo Bolin has very little side effects, and it's the long and the ester and everything, and then with
Yeah.
the long term, it's
I-
really good because your gains you can cycle it in, and then it doesn't affect like you're just because you're done your cycle of it. Like I did it for
Right.
like 3 months at a time. I would not lose anything that I gained during that time.
No kidding.
And it's not as hard on the tendons, or Tren will dry out your tendons. You
Tren's
have more
bad, yeah.
chance. You have a real bad chance of getting a tendon injury, like a rip or a tear, right?
I love Tren the most when I was
Dan
doing that
said-
stuff.
Dan said small circles with a 10-pound weight 2 to 3 times a day for 30 seconds.
Yep, I agree with that.
What do you mean? Did
Like,
say it again?
Like this, probably.
Okay.
So you can hear mine cracking almost.
Oh, Jesus.
10
That
pound, 10-pound weight.
Yeah.
That even just
I do
like
that with the
watching
bowl
you
pull
do
every
that
night.
looks like it hurts
Yeah.
to me.
At
He
the end
said,
of my
"I don't
reps,
want
I
a
do it like this with
weak-wristed
the bowl
Roy."
pull.
I know. Well, here's the thing. Like I've got on my table and I've done back pressure and stuff and it feels amazing. But if I try to flop press, oh my God, I probably
Oh.
cry like a baby.
You'll just have to go to straps. Will that help? Because it'll
Yes.
disperse the pressure.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, yeah, immensely. Yeah.
You know
Like
what-
when I use my judo belt and put it around my wrist and that
It
pivot
supports
point,
it.
like, oh, it's just it doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
I bet you, I don't know, Dan, obviously, I don't know how he is, but I bet you if you were hurting that bad and you said,
Hmm.
do you want to go in straps? He would probably say yes, because he seems to really like straps too.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him regardless. And I wanted to message him personally, but I had talked to Gelder a little bit and it's like, well, let's maybe not do that.
Oh,
So, if it comes down to it, I might even ask him that day if he wants to go left. But in my left I haven't pulled with that at all, so it's fresh, but it's definitely not the same as my right.
Yeah.
yeah, you got a lot of arm though, so I wouldn't be.
They'd
paying-
probably
Yeah.
rather see strap
Adrenaline.
than arm change.
And
I'm
adrenaline.
gonna take a bunch of ibuprofen. I don't care if
Yeah.
he breaks, snaps my hand off. I'm gonna
Yeah.
compete, and he's gonna
Yeah.
have to kill me to put me down. So
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Ibuprofen does wonders, man. I always
yeah,
take
it does. Well, shit, dude. I was taking it the other night when I was driving because I'm like, oh, I got a headache, right?
Yeah.
And then I get home and I'm like, I'll do a little something in the garage. I'm like, honey, I was talking to my wife. I'm like, my wrist feels good. I don't understand.
It's healed. Yeah.
Dude, I got up in the afternoon and it was killing me. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God.
Oh,
It's
shit.
because I took ibuprofen. Fuck.
Yeah. I always do it to make it so I can go because it's anti-inflammatory. So I always
Yeah.
take it so I don't blow up as quick in practice. I can go longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the only time I take it
yeah.
because it'll eat your gut to shit. So
I'm so
Yeah, you gotta eat a
fucking
bunch of
strong
food
right
with
now,
it.
though, dude. Oh my God. Like strongest I've been is just that wrist.
Well, you still got a week, man.
Yeah.
let it all
I'll
heal.
A lot
just
can
up-
happen in a week, especially with
Yeah.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll just up it. I'll up it. I'm taking
Yeah.
500 micrograms right now.
Okay. Yeah. I just
Might
take
take
it.
more.
I just take it.
I don't
as
know. I
needed.
haven't taken any.
Yeah.
I'm young. I just heal
I'm
naturally.
natural. That's all I got. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I just
I don't
cycle
want to
in.
take any gear again because I'll just blow up again because the way I train.
I think peptides, you know what? I think they're revolutionary in some ways. Like there's a guy,
Yeah, they are, dude.
Yeah, Mitch Hooper. He's a world strongman. He's from here in Canada. He doesn't talk about
Yeah.
using it as rehab. He talks about it using it as preventative maintenance, like
Yes.
preventative injury. Like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're using it differently. They're not using it just to heal. They're actually using it to prevent actually having an injury
Yep.
through training. Yeah.
And that's what I'm gonna do. You know, once I
Yeah.
get past this, I'm gonna continue to use either one of the two, TB and
Yeah.
or both at the
I
same
always
time.
do both together. I always do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my
But-
stomach, it fixed my stomach too.
Did it
I had
really?
bad-
What was going on with your stomach?
Oh, I just had bad gut health. Like I got
Did
a
ya?
big gut. Yeah, and I had like leaky gut. Have you ever heard of it? Where
Yes,
toxins get through
really?
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, it cleared that right up. Yeah,
No shit.
yeah, yeah. Because it actually will go. The body will take it from there and just bring
Yes.
it to where it's needed. Right.
Yeah,
So
it's what
and-
it is like gastric juices or something that
Yep.
help like heal.
Yep.
Yeah.
from the gastric system. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's pretty incredible. So I
Yeah.
was like, man, I got to get some of that. I found a pretty good source and
Yeah.
you know, hopefully it's working, but
Yeah, well, some people say placebo, but I can
Right.
tell you, my brachialis. Hey, Dakota, I whined for like a year and a half that my
Mhm.
brac was done, and then I had an elbow injury, and I did it for the elbow because I just accepted the brac. I'm like, okay, it's just gonna hurt forever. Oh, whoa, whoa.
right.
So, and then I had an elbow injury, and it cleared up both of them. Now my brac's been aces ever since.
Yeah, it's so fucking annoying, dude. Like I've never had problems with my wrists or my hands other than them being weak in arm wrestling. You know, it's always been my brachialis or down on my
Yeah.
forearm, right where that is, the brac on the forearm there.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Oh my God, that haunted me forever. And I used to be more of like a top roll side pressure kind of guy where
yeah.
once that started hurting, I just slammed inside and it kind of made me a better arm wrestler. But you know, it's funny, just it's finally that heals up. Now it's my wrist. It's like, are you
Well,
kidding me?
You know what I've been noticing too? I noticed that you'll actually go to the bent wrist press to finish sometimes.
Yes, I do.
don't,
Yeah.
I don't, if you're gonna like, this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
From what I've been analyzing with all these pullers, you know what? It's best to never ever do it. And the reason I say the second you get used to always going back and flopping,
Yeah.
your flexors and everything becomes so loose and trained to do that you'll
True.
never be an elite like top roller.
You're
Like-
right.
Like
Okay.
Jablonski, he does it because his shit's so stretched. He
Right.
can't- You ever seen that guy try to top
I
roll?
have.
It's
Yeah.
ugly. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
so-
funny you mentioned that because Dalton and I were talking about that today, like doing wrist curls
Yeah.
and saying like, what, yeah, let's bend all the way back and
No.
but
No,
you're
no.
right. That's the most legitimate
Yeah.
answer or argument to it I've ever heard. And from now
Yeah.
on, I'm not gonna do that shit. Fuck that.
Well, even Dalton came up to me after the match and said, "Man, like my wrist hurts." And
yeah.
I'm like, "Well, if you don't ever bend wrist back," because he told me he didn't really bend wrist press ever. He's never really been put in that position. And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Well, A, it was kind of a bad position for you, first off. B, your wrist was completely compromised and you were still going 100%. And then like that last round, like I made him pull there for probably like 30 to 45 seconds.
Mhm.
And like so that I told him, I'm like, it's taxing when you're not used to doing it. Like if you flopped all the time, it's not as bad. But when you don't
Right.
ever flop and you get put there, like and that's one thing about me. And most people know this, but like my wrist integrity is everything for me. Like if my wrist is buckled back, I work for it in different ways. Like I don't just give up, but like you're
Right.
not going to see me jumping in for a flop unless it's maybe like I'm up 2-0 or something and my wrist gets
Right.
taken and I'm like, I can end this match with one pin.
Mhm.
That would be the only
Dude.
scenario.
When you start getting that like tricep strength though, that
Mhm.
press, it's
Yeah,
hard
but-
to explain. Like I never used to like to do that, and then I did it a couple of times in matches, and I'm like, holy shit, I blew
Yeah.
right through the guys.
Yeah, no, I know
Yeah.
what you mean, but you
Yeah.
can do that with your hand.
Yes, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say, who likes the
Okay.
side pressure press? I'm the king of side pressure pressing. I'm telling you, I love
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
I don't give up my hand to do it. So what I do, if I'm in the strap, all I do is
Yeah.
crank until I feel that bind on the strap, The second I feel that bind on the strap, it's just I just use that to
Okay.
press you, and I try like a tricep press like this, but I don't ever do the flop wrist, right?
Yeah.
Here's
If I'm at his straps and I'm in a wing, I usually punch over.
Yep. Yep.
Yes, you know, like this.
here's my opinion to kind of what Brian is saying. If you feel like your tricep is really strong, but when you press, you have to flop, I think that shows a like muscle
Imbalance.
imbalance, yes.
Yeah.
And I think you need to work on supination and cut more
Mhm.
because
Yes.
you should be able to activate that tricep 100% and your supination and cup should support it. They should not
Yeah.
be hindering you by being too weak.
And
Yeah.
that will be a game changer too for you. Can you imagine your press with
I know. Yeah.
with some rotation and some hand in there instead of
Yeah.
being like this? You know what I mean?
Because we had a guy pull, his name's Caleb, and he is literally the definition of supination because if he is out here, he feels strong, but he's got a very good like pec deck movement. And you feel
Okay.
him get inside his chest to the point where his arm is a little supinated.
That's
And then it's like a completely different guy because he just turns you in and pushes down.
Caleb's a beast,
Yeah.
man.
And he's like 265
I think you
machine.
said 270. I think.
That
Yeah.
Caleb Freeborn fella.
Yeah,
Yeah.
buddy. He's a
Yeah.
beast.
I
I'm
watched
telling you.
him
Beast.
at Shell Shock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He destroyed. And that guy was
He,
Jay's
he
a
had a
strong
good
guy.
match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jay's a strong guy, and you've seen how strong Caleb was.
Did you see me in the
Mhm.
hook with Jay in the after pull?
Yeah.
Yes, I
oh,
did.
yeah.
I was actually he said
you
some good
figured him
stuff to
out.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the thing though, like, and Kevin could probably vouch for this in a way, but like it's funny because like I don't really pull in the hook, but I have it. I have it. I just don't like to use it unless I have to.
You're gonna have to, man. You got to get all the way around. You got to get well rounded.
No, it's
Well, see,
I'm telling you,
that's-
man. I'm telling you, my hook is good, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just not
You just don't like it.
No.
what like
Well, like,
I don't know.
yeah. Like at practice, with the guys that I pull, it's like, all right, and they put me in a hook spot, and then I come out of it, and they're like, wait, you can fucking hook? It's like, yeah, I can hook. Why don't you? I choose not to.
Yeah.
I said, I don't hook unless I have to. I said,
Yeah.
I have a lot of tools in my toolbox. I said, it just depends on what I want to use.
There's some people too though where they'll pull you out of your hook, but it does like Sean is a good example of this. You can be in a hook with Sean, but Sean isn't committed to the hook because he's still pronating and rising. So even though you're hooked and you're giving him what you feel is a hook pressure, he's
Right.
making you feel weak in your hook with top roll pressure, but it's just in a negative losing position. And so you're like, damn, like he's got a good hook, but and I'm not saying Sean's hook's bad or anything, but it's just that it's deceiving because it feels like he
Yeah.
has a gnarly hook, but it's actually he's using the top roll pressure in like a hook format.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind
Yeah.
of what I like to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
I like the hook.
Cody's kind of the same when Cody's finishing because Cody will drag, but then when he gets to that
Yeah.
point where he's falling
yeah.
over,
Then it
he's
goes like
not
this, man.
hooking you down. He's actually
No.
falling and his whole arm's going like this.
Yep. Yep.
So it's a pronated hook finisher. And that's why he beat so many people because people try and hook with them and they catch and hold. And then instead of them going sideways with them, he's going this direction with them. And so if you don't have the hand to completely scoop him in and go arm on arm with him, he drags you out of your bicep lock while going sideways and back. That's why Miles is so well rounded against Cody because Miles swallows Cody completely. And Cody, when Cody tries to drag and pronate on Miles, it's not attacking the wrist because Miles has enough that it's just attacking the inside of Miles's hand. And Miles is just getting everything on top of that and then bringing it back.
Dude, that was perfect
Yep.
at explaining that. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And this is a thing. Like if Dan and I get, I want to challenge him to open me up. If he can open me up, I'll be impressed. Without any of the bullshit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I've seen you pull.
Yeah.
I know. You know what? I think like your arms, as long as if I'm just worried that he disables your hand in a way where you
Yeah.
can't access your arm.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, same. Oh, me too. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
That's the only thing I'm
I've
worried
watched
about.
him and watched him and watched him and watched him, and I see what he does. And I was talking to Kevin Palco a little bit about him
Mhm.
and what he does and how he feels and if I should cap or not cap, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends. Like if I'm in a hook or you know, I don't know. I used to always cap my thumb, and now it depends.
I don't.
What
Yeah.
do you
You know
guys
what?
think?
I would recommend not capping for your style.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
would
Because my
say
fingers
grip-
are small. They're short.
They're
you know, so it's like,
small, but they're small. But I think if especially if you're against another hooker, I
Mhm.
wouldn't care how you set up. But if you're against a top roller, I think it's
Yeah.
always best to take the low grip with the top. If your goal is to go inside,
yeah.
that's just
I
my
think it depends
opinion.
on the top roller.
It depends. Yeah, it does. Well, yeah, it does depend. But
Well,
'Cause
like
if-
Alan
I would
Fisher,
grab
he
low.
top rolls and he doesn't cap at all, and it's like, whoa.
No,
Well, here's the thing,
wrist
though.
top rollers too.
Al, you gotta when you talk arm wrestling, you have
Mhm.
to always bring up when you're bringing up anomalies, and Alan Fisher is an anomaly.
Yeah. He's
His-
yeah.
His
Yeah.
hand, it's like Matt and
Yeah.
Alan. Their hands give them the capabilities
Yeah, to do
where
weird
they can grab you a little lower because they get so much coverage.
Yeah.
Like Alan at that weight is kind of like the same. He
Yeah.
can get that coverage and not have to cap. And his top roll low is so good when he pulls and stuff that it negates everything. Whereas some regular guy, if you don't cap and you grab low and you don't have the wrist power, someone's either going to high hook you over the top and take your pronation away, or they're going to completely open your cup and cause you to be open.
You see,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
I feel like I've got the strength there. Like if I go low, it's just I'm like afraid to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I don't know.
Well, after round one, you'll know. And
Yeah.
you know what, Dakota's right on that. Another thing is depends on what kind of top roll they do. If they do a thumb pronated top roll or a low hand, like more of a wrist top roll. Could
Yeah.
be some differences there too. But I would
I'm just-
say to get to where you want to be,
Mhm.
I think not capping would in a hook scenario. I don't know. I might do it in every case.
I'd have to watch how Dan pulls more, but like me personally, you'll never see me start a match not capped.
Okay.
Well,
I will cap
Yeah.
every single time, but I know what I want and I know how to get there, and I won't take no for an answer. So
Well,
there's like
depends,
five
straps,
things.
no straps for me.
There's 5 things I need, and I need to have them all before I let the ref say go, unless it
Yeah.
goes through ref script. That's just how it is.
Yeah. You know, yeah, for me, like I like to set my thumb low too. And then my thumb is small, so like, you know, when they grab up, they have to grab lower too. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only time not capping is okay
Mm.
is if you are doing the thumb trick where
Which I hate
you
the
are
thumb trick.
digging
That's
your
what I'm
thumb
trying
down.
to do. Yep.
Chuck did that to me.
Because they're gonna be saying, Dan, get off his knuckle, Dan, get off his knuckle,
Yep.
and then you go up, right?
Yeah.
But it's all a big game. And the other thing is like the ref is there to start the match, obviously, but if you're not happy, you can't let the match start. That's one thing I see
Yeah.
from new people all the time.
I
That
do
I'm
it
always
too
like,
still.
it's
Yeah.
it's like no, like you're paying to play, like even if you're not.
Yeah.
But that's how I think of it. Like it's like when you go to the doctor and you're scared to ask the doctor a question. No, you're
Yeah.
paying to see the doctor ask them the question.
Mhm.
You're right.
It's like leave a satisfied customer, and the
Yeah.
only way I'm leaving a satisfied customer at the arm wrestling table is if I get everything I want.
Yep,
That burying the thumb, everyone's doing that shit now these days, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
there's
They are,
easy
yeah.
there's easy
Chuck was
workarounds.
so
to it.
bad that Terry made me grip like this. I couldn't even put my finger on. He's like, he's got a small thumb. I'm like, no, he's fucking
I
burying his
remember
thumb.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to grab like this. I was like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I remember. And he was good. Chuck was doing really good. He got his thumb down. He was actually good in the setup. I just had a really strong hand that day. Yeah.
Yo.
Hey, how's it going, brother?
Oh, he
What's
got
up?
in. Okay, good. I was just
Nice.
sending you.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
What's cooking, bro?
I'm feeling about the same age as Kevin. I'm getting old and not wanting to do shit.
Yeah.
Miles, are you going to
age.
Mayhem? Someone asked in the chat.
Possibly. We'll see what happens.
Sounds good, man.
What about you? Are you working in Edmonton, Clifton?
I actually tried to get a hold of my corporate to see if I can get down there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, but
Oh, that'd be a good
we'll
one.
see. I talked to Dale. Dale wants
Yeah.
me to go to Calgary and
I want him to hook up with you. I actually want him to hook up with you. I think it'd be good.
If you come to Calgary, Clifton, let me know because I'll meet in the middle. I'll come down there and we'll all train.
Oh,
yeah, no, for sure. I got to go there. Yeah, I got to hit a couple of places, BC, Calgary. I mean, Grand Prairie. I got to go to a couple of stores that we got up there and kind of do some training with some of the guys. So
that'd be awesome.
one of these days, I guess I just got to get to it.
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys. I got a vacation coming up, and the wife and I wanted to go up to Calgary, but she doesn't have her passport. Can we get in?
Oh,
Yes, you can. You just
Oh,
need
yeah.
2 forms of government ID, a driver's
Okay,
license and
so-
a birth certificate.
Do you actually?
yeah. Miles would know.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got my passport, but she doesn't, and
Yeah, but
So,
I think
I
as long as
just-
she doesn't have
yeah.
a record or nothing, and she got
No.
a piece of ID, government. Yeah.
I've never
Okay.
tried getting through without a passport.
Dale did.
'cause I
Dale
was
got
always-
through to the States with no passport.
Yeah, but you know what? You got to remember, Dale showed that he had a passport on the way, and he had papers
Mm.
saying that a passport was on the way. Kevin
Well,
is
that's
like,
that's fair.
He did
yeah.
phone ahead of time though, but yeah.
I think it really
Yeah,
depends
Kevin-
on like the officer, whoever's
Yeah.
like letting us
I
through
would-
at the time, right?
I would call Kevin the border
Okay,
crossing
yeah.
you're going through, and I would just say, "Hey, listen, here's the scenario.
Yeah.
Can I get through or no?"
They'll
Because
tell you.
I've heard of people being like, "Yeah, no problems," but
Same.
then I've heard people say like, "No, you in order to get through a national border, you need a passport."
Yeah, and I used to go
they
through,
haven't engaged that rule just yet. They would prefer a passport, but still the 2 forms of ID.
right. Well, it depends. Like when I was living over in Maine, like certain
Yeah.
ports, or entries, they let you through. They're
Mhm.
more lenient than others. So
Yep. Okay, so
Just
what are you
make
thinking?
sure
Going
if they
through
say
Fleet Drive?
no.
Yeah,
Just
you'll
make
be-
sure if they say no, you go
Yeah.
back into customs and you tell them that no, you can't, everything's bad, and then you go back. I went to Edmonton last year,
okay.
drove up to the customs building, filled out all the paperwork that I had because I was trying to transfer something across the border. None of my stuff was there, so I drove back to Bismarck, which was like 4 hours away, jumped on a plane, flew to Edmonton, and then got pulled off the plane. When I got off the plane, got pulled aside and interrogated because I got flagged as a border runner, so I couldn't go into Canada for like fucking 4 months.
Oh
wow.
wow.
Yeah,
Nice. Oh,
but
you
hey,
got-
I'm able to now. You guys just gonna keep me out, so I'll be back sooner or later
Nice.
again.
He's gonna hop the border again.
you got. Oh, did you modify that? I only got one
Huh?
spring on mine. Oh, did you modify that handle?
Yeah, I want for more cupping. I put more springs on, so
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
even
I didn't
4
even
more,
think
so I
of
can
it.
keep adding.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, no, that's good. I just noticed. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind some more spring too.
I'm too weak. I need no springs, just the hand.
Dakota, I'm
You're
just
gonna
gonna
have to do-
flop press you. That's the only thing I'm gonna do next time.
Dude, floppers press me, man. Please.
I can't do it right-handed. I can only do it left.
Ask Brian, man. Ask Brian about what happens when people press me, man.
I'm not a presser at all. I can pull it out every once in a while left-handed, but that's about it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I started at just top rolling, and when I didn't get the finish, the press was a good transition. It's press. I don't like pressing, like just pressing, but I think as a transitional move to get the finish, it works good.
Right. Well, when you guys were talking about capping,
Yep.
the biggest things in my eyes, I mean, everybody looks
Yeah.
at it different. The biggest things with capping in my eyes is that I'm only using a cap to control someone's upwards motion. So, for instance, we'll just take like Miles, for instance, and Dakota. How they Miles, I can't cap because he has too big of a hand. That'll never happen. I can't control anything. Maybe Dakota, I haven't seen your hand at all, but most of the time, if a person's going to come across like this, is when I'm going to cap, because just like a wrestling match, control the head, control the fight. If I can control your thumb and lock it into place, it stops your pronation. As long as my wrist and riser is there, I can control here and stop your pronation.
Yeah.
If you don't cap, all they do is they'll slide over your hand because you're not holding on to anything. You know?
Well, the way I feel like when I'm capping, like I don't have enough coverage with my fingers, you know, like, and so then when I get into a hook, I feel like almost at a disadvantage even.
Well, yeah, and when I use a cap, I feel the same way. I'm not far enough behind the hand, but I'm not doing it to be far enough behind the hand. I'm literally using it as, and I explained this to like Dakota and Brian the last time I went on. Almost everything I do other than a hook is all defensive movements. When I train rise and I train all that stuff, it's all defensive. It's never offensive. When I cap, it's for defense to hold and to get into my position.
Okay. Yeah. And I've noticed too, without even realizing I'm doing it, after I watch some of my matches, like I'll start not capped and then I'll go to cap. I'll be capped or vice versa. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I've been watching some of Clifton's matches, and yeah, you're right. A lot of times you'll set and you'll just be stopping until you feel you're in your position, and then you just fly sideways and crush.
Well, and Miles is still on here. I explained to Miles because there's one thing that I told Miles, which that guy, I mean, he's on here with us here, but he impresses the shit out of me, because there's just one thing that I told him that he needs to work on. If you ever look at our match, he gets me here every time, but that's where pronation ends.
Mhm.
So your transition from pronation to side pressure and rolling over or cupping in,
yeah.
that has to be equivalent. And that was the only reason why I was able to get the win on Miles, is because his pronation ended with his hand and I was able to get into the wrist to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm telling you, I've said this to everybody, a lot of people, Miles in a year is going to be a scary.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. I'm so glad he stuck with it. My God.
Oh yeah. What was it? What did I ref, Miles? Your second tournament?
Third tournament. Third tournament.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember seeing him, and I'm like, buddy, like your fucking hand. I was reffing it, and you know, like he was gobbling up the other guy's hand so bad. I was like, ready, go. Like I felt bad for
Just
him.
go, man. I'll give you a head start.
The other guy's looking like he's looking back at you going,
yeah.
I can't, and you're just like, he's got a big hand. I don't know what to tell you. Ready, go.
Yeah, I know. It was one. There was one match. That's exactly what I said. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember.
It's like, fuck, oh dear. You know what I mean? The left arm, I lost fouls because I didn't realize I was coming off the doggone table.
Yeah.
Pissed me off. I thought it was the
you
other
weren't
guy.
losing. You weren't. Yeah, you
No.
weren't. No.
No.
But I mean, that's
Like,
what learning,
yeah.
right? Third tournament.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you did really good. So
I did.
I'm coming for that fit to fight belt, Miles.
Motherfucker, you can try. I
Where's that
busted
at?
my ass for that belt.
Saskatchewan, I think, wasn't it?
Yep. It was Saskatoon.
Saskatoon, yeah.
Saskatoon.
Yeah.
Saskatoon.
Yeah.
Saskatoon. Yeah. No, it was a great event, you know. I mean, it was a long damn day, but there was a lot of pullers. And it was amateurs, pros, masters, and ladies. And then the super matches at the end. And it was a lot of great competition. And then I rode with Brandon the Duke Olafson up there, and so I helped set everything up and whatnot. And then because we carpooled, and then I weighed in, and then Kane interviewed me because I was going to be the shakeup or whatever the hell anyway. So we did the little interview and went back to the hotel, checked in, went to bed, woke up, and then had breakfast. And then weigh-ins weren't from noon to 2, and we were there from 11 o'clock. So it was sit around, continue setting shit up. people started filing in. And then I think we got rolling about 2:30 with the amateurs. And just before they called the end of weigh-ins, I finally signed up into the third class. I decided, yeah, fuck it. Let's see what we got. And then we ran through the amateurs pretty easy, and then it went to the masters, and then it was 0 to 176. And then the next thing you knew, I was up, and I had good first match, and then the next one was a guy that flash pinned me my very first tournament, and I never forgot it. No, I did not. So when I saw him on the card and I saw him and they called us up, it's like, perfect, not a problem. I know what I'm going to do to you. And I set up just right, and he was set up in a getting ready to just hard flop. And it's like, nope, it ain't going to happen this time. And I got him, and I stuck him once, and then I brought him back and I stuck him twice. Same deal. Ref's like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's like, just proving a point is all, that's it. And we went back and went through, and then I stayed on the undefeated, went to the finals, and then we went through everything else, then switched to left arm, or then I went to the right arm on the 210, 239, and pulled the Saskatoon arm wrestling coach, and he's a beast. There's no two ways about it. Curtis is a beast. And he's been wanting to pull me ever since he met me. And he finally got his chance. And
Curtis Moken?
no.
Kwasinski.
Kwasinski.
Okay.
I thought he was
the funny-
heavier. Yeah.
He is
Curtis
heavier.
was, but he's
Yeah.
dropping. He's going to be in 220 class next year.
Okay.
That's going to be spooky. That's going to be spooky.
I thought he was a super. Yeah.
He was. He was at 245 mark.
Oh, okay.
And then, but he's been dropping because he wants to do that 220. Well, anyway, so in the setup, it was like, all right, and he grips up, and then he's admiring my hand a little bit, and then he's like, no, and then he changes his grip, set up a little bit, changes his grip again, and then finally they turn us loose. He goes flying backwards, and it's like, all right, straps. Okay, they're strapping us up. He goes to take the grip, and he drags me across the table. He just kind of laughs. And then I just grabbed and squeezed, pretty much same thing as you, Cliff. And then it was just, come here. And he's like, oh, shit. And then it was just, I sat and I waited, and I watched his body movement just before the go, and I knew where to go. And then it was all over from
All
there.
done.
Hey, except you
Mhm.
didn't laugh at me, dickhead.
You know.
I kind of chuckled a little. I kind of ha.
I got the final laugh, damn it.
Yeah,
you mentioned Curtis Mokan. He's actually gotten pretty strong. He gave Joe
Yeah, I
Fox a
seen
pretty
that.
good go recently. Yeah. I mean, Joe ended up like dominating.
Curtis sucks.
But he did pretty good.
Don't toot this guy's horn.
Yeah.
Come
I'm not.
on.
He's the last guy. I
He's
want to
he's
toot
already
horn.
probably already
Yeah.
Facebook messaging me about this, man.
No, he doesn't troll
Oh,
me.
God.
No, he's good. He's good. I like that guy. I know he's sometimes
He's
not
tough,
popular with
yeah.
everybody, but he's great to me, right? So
Been nice to meet
Yeah,
him.
me and him have had we've been wanting to have a match against each other for a long time.
that'd be a fun one.
That would be
He's good.
That'd be
He's
fun.
really good at pulling without his hand too. So
Yeah, he is.
yeah.
I mean, Joe's on a level right now, and he actually.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
Fox?
yeah.
Joe Fox is
Yeah.
on a good level right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's-
getting back to that. He's getting back to that old Joe.
Yeah, I remember watching him. He was on a tear in 2015, 16.
Yeah.
He was smoking a lot of people. I mean, up in Canada, of course, you got SB Larrett, Mike Gold, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
below those guys, it was like Alan Ford and Joe Fox and Benoit and
You know what? Allen should have beat RVJ. He pinned him that first round.
Yeah.
I watched that match again. Allen buried him, and those
What they
refs
call
didn't
it
give it to him.
strap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allen is way better than some people. Like, you either overthink Allen or you you think less of him than he is, or you think way higher. I feel, but he's always
he's always strong as nails, though. Yeah.
I'd like to see him in
2014 UAL days. He was on a tear then.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. There was a time.
I was pulling youths. I was 13 in 2014.
Oh shit!
I'm fucking old.
Yeah.
Who's the oldest guy here right now?
Me.
Is it Brian?
Oh yeah.
How old are
Me.
you, Brian?
I'll be 46 October 30.
What?
Yeah.
I was
Get the
gonna say
fuck outta
Clifton
here.
was.
Yeah. 46.
Clifton.
buddy. Yeah. I don't feel 46, but I am.
Fucking Clifton.
How old
Oh,
are you,
yeah.
Clifton?
Look at him.
32.
About 22, 23.
Oh, you're the same
Yeah.
age as me.
I was thinking the early.
No, me and Kevin are the same age, 35.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Miles,
I'm
what about
32.
you again?
How old are you, Kevin?
31.
I'm 32.
You're
Fuck.
31,
Oh,
Miles?
baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Be
yeah.
32 in March. St.
You and
Patrick's
Sean,
Day.
you and Sean are only a couple years apart.
Really? Sean's that young?
Sean's 33.
He's not an old man.
Everyone
No
thinks
way.
he's older. Yeah, he's 33, man.
Holy shit.
Yeah, everyone thinks
I was
he's older
guessing
than
he was
you.
like 42
Which
or
Sean?
some
Who we
fucking
talking
thing.
about?
Crowther.
Crowther.
The one that was at Armageddon that didn't pull. Who was pulling
I
through
can't
torque
think of him.
wrench. He was pulling through torque wrench.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, he's that young.
He's 33.
Huh.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny there for a while in the after pulls because Sean wanted to pull me. So Sean and I don't remember how it went. I was pretty drunk, but Sean and I pulled.
You were
and
drunk.
I was fucking toasted. I won't lie. And
I'm almost gonna say
freaking
fuck
shit,
it.
dude.
just
I
eat my
mean, I
Reese's
ran
Sticks.
through Sean 3 times, and your dad, Dakota, was like, Jesus Christ, Sean, you gonna let him do that? Good God, get the straps.
Yeah.
And then we put the straps on, and then that was the end of it because Miles had nothing left in the straps.
And Sean's
but
deceiving
out of
because he only
straps.
goes 70% in practice.
Well, Sean,
Sean's got
the thing is
power.
with Sean is I think we're all like this in Red Deer, but like if we
Yeah.
really rev up a gear when it comes go time.
Yeah.
Like
Here, the best thing to do for us is I heard you guys were talking about like doing
Yeah,
like, you know,
tell us your secret.
Easing
my
in.
secret. I just like a lot of side pressure. That's just all I like
You
to
do
do.
love
Yeah,
it.
no, you, Jake, you guys all have that fucking hand, dude. What is it?
I like
Well,
side pressure too.
I feel like so Jake,
Like that
Jake's
same
different.
movement.
It's I don't know. I mean, we concentrate a lot, and I kind of told Brian and Dakota this a little bit about my 2 major things. Well, I'd say 3 realistically for me is number 1 is always rise. I don't care what move you're gonna do. Your first initial move is this.
Oh
When
yeah.
I'm hooking, I'm up. I'm even if you do low hand, you're still up in the low palm, bottom palm of the
Right.
hand. So this is what controls everything. This is what's going to dictate your match. Next, in my eyes, is
I've got
side
really
pressure,
good riser
center-
pressure, I think.
Center table control. So if I can control this and I can control this 2/3 of the way there in my eyes.
Good.
What was the
And then
second one
after
again?
that is cup. Or
Center.
yet again, everybody thinks of
Oh,
cup
yeah.
being well, cup can be this way too.
Yeah. Mine's always pronation. I like
And
to
pro-
be
yeah,
pronated
pronate.
already. I want to be fully pronated in the setup if I can.
You
All
know,
that
and that's the other
says-
thing too is how you put your cup in there. Because like when I cup, I would like to say ask Miles, but Miles didn't even fucking feel me. So I'd be like jamming like this. He didn't even feel my hand. But when I cup, I don't cup. I'm not cupping like this. I cup like what Brian's saying with pronation. I'm cupping like this, up like that.
That's
But I'm
kind of what
into
I
a
feel like
floor.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't
know
like
what it is
side
though.
pressure.
They asked me what those like Dakota guys do, and I'm like, dude, they all have like that same fucking like move, and I don't. And their hand is just stupid.
Well, when I was trained by John
Hands
Gunch,
everything.
he's got
Yeah, it
numerous
is.
national titles.
Yeah.
Justin Doctor came out of here, numerous national titles. Mark Davies came out of North Dakota, numerous national titles. Myron Schmidt, world titles out of here. I mean, nothing. We're not crazy, but every single
It's
from
pretty good.
what I was
World
told,
title, nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing really.
World
Fucking-
titles are pretty good.
what we were always taught is quarter and half-inch movements. So like off the go, I'm always trying to get mainly this, especially, you know, especially if I'm trying to get into like a defensive movement. I just want this.
How do you
don't
fucking
need the
work that?
extravagant. I just want that. And that's kind of what my basis is. Even when I'm attacking, I just want this. If I know I can get this majority of the time, I
Same.
can do something with it. Unless you get somebody, and I keep bringing up his fucking name, Miles, with a hand like that, that is really hard. You know, you only can deal with so much of, you know, and I got the smallest hand in America, I feel like. So
Wait till you
No.
feel my hand, Clifton. Why are you laughing, Kevin?
It's good, dude.
That's funny.
I'm not
I
saying
haven't-
it's gonna be bad. It's probably super good.
Mhm.
Why are you laughing, Kevin?
But Miles, do I have ways to get around hands? Come on.
I don't know. I'm
No.
just glad we're in arm wrestling. Yeah. Wait till you
Yeah.
wait till you feel my hand.
I don't know why Clifton's
right.
so worried about my hand. I'm literally gonna dump it and just flop on his pronator.
Fucking
Oh,
guy.
dear.
Oh my god.
No, Cliff, you've got ways
I
around.
don't know.
around the
Pronator. I
person's
can't
hand.
get the pronator to pop. Well, I see my pronator, but it's not
There's a
like-
reason I put my camera so high. I don't like to show my arms; they're too small.
Oh, come on. Clifton, so
Not
what
the
are you doing
size,
to
it's
train
what you
that
can do with
specific
it.
movement then? Is there it's just the fucking
Lots of side
wrist wrench
pressure.
type shit? What?
What do you mean to train just
Like-
this?
Yeah, just that boom, that little movement. Like
That's all you
Even-
do,
about.
Kevin, is that movement.
Even on the
Fuck,
cupping
dude.
handles,
Yeah,
the
you-
conductor that we have, this outsider I love for it though. Like to
Yeah.
just train just this or just
Yeah.
in here. But
Ah, I
any
gotta get-
handle, like everyone sees a handle and they're like, oh, this is designated the cup. This is designated the
Oh,
lat drag.
yeah, you're
Right,
You
well,
do multiple shit.
on my on all my fucking handles, I swear to God, no matter where I put it, I only ever feel like the pressure on my ring finger and my pinky. I feel
Well,
like.
then
It's always
focus on your bottom fingers.
I got
Right.
a good exercise for you too for that. Are you talking about like your rise and pronation?
yeah. I
Kevin.
want to work like
Oh,
what's
Let,
that?
let me show you, Kevin.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
if this is your handle, like you don't need the outsider, it's much better. But this is an example of just a base handle with a fat grip on it.
Yeah.
If you're just wanting to work on that little movement of doing that, that's why when you watch
Yeah.
like any Devin Lorette video and everyone's like,
Like a
what is he
small
doing
little
for his
movement.
training?
Yeah.
And he's just going like this. That's because that's what he's working on. But the trick is load a bunch of weight on there. And because instead of going like this and cupping it all the way,
Right.
just get enough weight on there where you got just little snaps.
Okay.
and then
I
Oh,
just
you're
feel
talking
like
about, you're talking about just this movement, Kevin. You're not
Yeah.
I
talking
thought you
about
were talking
rise?
about this. I thought you were
no,
talking
no.
about
I'm great with my rise. I feel comfortable there. It's just that little fucking like
this. Snap
like-
of the wrist almost.
like bang, like you and
Like-
Jake, you guys have that down. You're just like bang.
It's just
you know
right
what I
in
mean?
that
Like-
position
You know-
right away.
You should go on your phone, Kevin, and type
Yeah.
random ready goes or random beeps for like an hour. And then there'll
Yeah,
be like
And I
YouTube
have
video.
done that.
No,
Yeah, I
go
have
on
done
your
that,
phone,
actually.
Kevin. Type in Clifton Erickson, and you'll see how to do
So
it.
I got a question.
I love it. Yeah, yeah.
Is that,
But yeah,
is
and then
anybody-
just load a bunch of weight, and then as soon as it beeps, just bang, and then bang, and then
Right.
bang.
Well, I feel like I guess what I'm trying to say is like that movement. I feel like you need a lot of like strength in your index and middle finger to like kind of help like pull down like that. And like I only ever when I'm training, I only ever like really feel it in, like my pinky and like you know
Well,
what I mean?
then,
Or is
when-
it just that then?
When you're so the way I like think of it is if even with this cupping handle, if
Yeah.
I am just attached to this cable system here, if I want more pressure on my bottom two fingers, I'm going to grab it a little lower and I'm going to put these fingers on there first and I'm going to apply the pressure there first. You can even float these two a little bit and then
Okay.
do everything like that. And if you're noticing that these are always taking over,
Okay.
give them a break. Grab up high with
That's
the
yeah.
top two and then cup in and focus on that high cup. And even no, like this handle, there's no way I'm going to be able to ever pronate this handle like this when it's on a cable system
Right.
with a bunch of weight, but I'm going to be giving that pressure because when I get to something that I can
Okay.
pronate over, I'm going to have that movement in my head, right?
I just feel like no matter where I put that fucking pulley system and no matter what handle I use, I always feel pressure on like those bottom two fingers rather than my index and middle
Take
finger.
the
where
bottom two fingers out of it for a while then and
Multi-spinner.
just
Okay.
cup with these two.
Yeah.
just don't
Or-
grip with
Yeah,
it so much.
and-
Okay.
Or use a multi-spinner.
And
Okay.
and like what Dakota was saying with weight, also too, if you're feeling too much pressure across your fingers and you're not able to float or put less, like Dakota's stating, drop your
Yeah.
weight just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here,
Okay.
hold on.
And then the other thing too, like with when you were talking about Jake, so all of us
Yeah.
really, we all have that snap, but we all have snap in a different area. My snap is here, going across
Yep.
up high.
Yep.
Jake's snap, what you're talking about, is like this, right up the go. He goes back.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
like subtle to me, when you're watching it, but like you doing it there, obviously you can notice a difference.
You like
when
this
you
hat,
explain
Kevin?
it. Yeah, go
Looks
Bears.
so retro.
Fucking right.
Corduroy.
I love it. Go Bears.
Kevin, what Brian was saying with this multi-spinner is if you
Yeah, I
wanna
don't even really know how to use that.
Well,
you
but
can
if
do
you want to
everything.
feel it on the
Do
top
everything.
two fingers, sorry, I'll show in a second here, but you pull it tight, you wrap it around your wrist, you wrap it across the top,
Exactly. Yeah. Okay.
and then wrap it once, and then once it goes tight and you pull with it, because this part is giving all the pressure, it's going
Yeah.
to be pulling your pronation, your cup, and your top two finger cup away. So you have to lock everything into place and pull it in. And as you're pulling it in and you're cupping it, it's attacking this way. And if you
Yep.
don't have the pressure, then it literally slips out
Yeah,
and all the
come
weight
right off.
falls. So you have to constantly pronate and cup with your top two fingers. And you can
Okay.
just sit there and do that. And it's like night and
Have a
day.
good night.
That's
Steve.
what I feel like I'm missing, dude, to be honest. Like Hunter, all these other guys like have it so much. And I'm just like, what am I like? I feel like that's what I'm missing,
That's
like
what you want
those-
to do. You want to work on your weaknesses, right?
Yeah.
And
that's what
my
I'm trying
dad
to
and I
do.
built that multi-spinner for like $3 with like
And that's the
rope
only
and
tool
things.
I think that I don't have. I
Yeah, I
have-
don't have that
Multi-spinner?
one. Yeah.
You can
I
do
use
side
it every
pressure
day.
shit with it too. Like,
Yeah, because I have.
I have two of them. I have a
Everything
2.5
else.
inch and a 3.5 inch multi-spinner.
Clifton's got the wall of fame there.
Oh, dude,
Cracking right.
So
It's a sweet garage, man.
Dude, he's got a good setup for sure.
But guys, it's 8:45. I hate to be
Mm.
that guy. I do got to get going though.
You gotta go to bed?
Yeah. No, it's
Oh.
he's got school in the morning.
Ah.
School?
Yeah.
I'm out of school, Brian. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go eat some good food before it gets too cold.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I'm gonna chillax for a little bit. And then I worked till midnight last night, so I just stayed at a buddy's couch in the city, so I didn't get the best
Oof.
sleep. So
Yeah.
yeah.
We get a good night's tonight, buddy.
Yeah. All right. But anyways, guys, it was nice
Yeah.
chatting with y'all again. And then
Always,
Later,
man.
brother.
I'll see
Take
most
care.
of you in a week. Clifton, we'll
Yep.
meet up
Looking
soon,
forward to
brother.
seeing you, man.
yes, sir. Nice,
Yeah.
thanks for having me on, guys.
Take
Yeah,
care,
man.
guys.
Thanks for coming on, everyone. Appreciate you.
Take care,
Later, Dakota.
And yeah, if you guys are in the chat ever want to come on, just tell me to send you a link and I'll fucking invite you.
Dude, I really enjoyed this tonight, Brian. I appreciate it, man. Thank
Oh,
you.
it was good talking to you, man.
All right,
Been trying
hold
to talk to
on
you
before
for a while.
everyone else
Yeah.
fucking leaves here.
What's that
All right,
now?
so let's talk about this here match that I got.
Mm, that'd be
Mm.
good. Yeah, that'd be a good.
Because
way to go out.
we would start on it and then we'd get off on a tangent, and then
Yeah.
we never got anywhere.
So who are you facing
Okay.
again?
Vladimir
Roven. Yeah, you say it pretty good.
Sid
actually.
Roven. Sid
Yeah.
Roven.
What
Yeah, whatever. it
Or
is.
how much does he
Roven.
weigh and like where can I find anything on
Okay,
him?
so you'll have to ask Brian on where you can find stuff.
You can
on
watch
him.
the Florida qualifier for East versus West.
What
I
weight
know-
class is he
Perfect.
in?
I think 20 something, 209.
That's
or
how much
something.
you weigh, Miles?
No, well, well, actually, right now I'm less than that.
You
But
less than
I'll
200
be
pounds?
no, God, no, no. I'm like
Oh.
20. I was like 207 this morning, but I
Jesus.
I mean, I was 206
Light.
for fucking fit to fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look thin, man.
So,
Yeah. You
but
did
I
good.
was a beast.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, all right. So who's this Chris Johnson? Because apparently, according to what I just saw from your
Dale?
guys' post, is he's still pulling twice at this event now. I
Something about
guess,
Dale.
huh?
I just heard something about Dale was asked to pull him on one hand. Yeah.
How many doggone people are gonna pull this fucker?
I don't know.
Jesus.
I think they're trying. I
Jesus.
don't know. Maybe they're just. Is that in the? Oh, is that in our chat? Mine's been
Well,
dinging, but I
no.
haven't been
So
looking
like
at it.
I haven't looked at the chat, but what I did see was your guys' podcast had a a fucking percentage, like sit here and guess, who thinks who's gonna win, and it was this new Chris
Oh.
Johnson as of two.
Oh, dude. I know who he is. Holy shit. Yeah, he's good.
Dale. It looks like Dale's gonna pull him right-handed.
Dude, he is
But
good.
the post is on for Vladimir versus him.
Yeah, but it looks like it's now going. I think that fell through. So
Okay.
Jesus, dude.
Dale, I think
He's a
Dion just
murderer.
asked. I don't know. This is all unofficial, so don't be mad, Gelder or Dion. But right now, I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it. So I heard Dale Kodak versus Chris Johnson.
Okay. So, and this dude is the little blonde fella, like, I
He
don't know,
looks like
209
Bubbles. He looks
pounds.
like Bubbles. Yeah,
He does kind of look like Bubbles.
he does, man.
You're not wrong. He does.
Yeah, we call him
Okay.
Bubbles.
So, this has been confusing.
So
Jesus.
what, is he good? Dale's pretty good. I don't know.
Dale's good.
Dale's
Kevin, I don't know. We'd have to ask Kevin.
What do you think?
Dale, well, I pulled him and
the
Niles.
Chris Johnson.
Oh.
Like, what do you think? How does Dale stack up with this guy?
I don't know, dude. It's weird, man. Like he's definitely strong, and I just feel like he's kind of
just diesel in one.
he
way.
is, dude. He's
Yeah.
old school. He's the kind of guy you'd see at a bar and
Yeah.
just would just fucking rape everybody, and I mean in
Yeah.
a good way, right? Like
Yeah,
just tear
yeah.
through everybody. I just feel like he's just kind of one dimensional. It's not a bad thing though. He can be the
No.
best in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a kind of guy. I know him well, so I try
Yeah,
him as training
I
partner.
like him a lot. I like Dale. Yeah.
He's diesel, and guys used to be able to get, like, if they were able to get him outside and take his hand. But
Yeah, I don't see that
all we've done since before Armageddon was
Yeah.
work on his hand. So
Yeah.
basically, we just do his hand. We're working on his hand constantly. And I'm telling you, his hand now, to be able to, if you can take his hand and top roll him,
Yeah.
then wow.
Let me look. It's Chris Johnson. Let me look him up. If it's a Chris Johnson I'm thinking of, dude, this guy is a murderer.
I just seen a picture of him. He looked like Bubbles, but
Yeah, it looks could be
Right.
deceiving, right?
Yeah,
Is he
I know, I
anything
know, I know.
online?
I don't
Chris
know.
Johnson.
Yeah, he's
Chris
on
Johnson.
Facebook.
No, I mean like YouTube or anything.
Oh, I have no idea. I just saw
I mean,
him
it's a
on
pretty
Facebook 'cause
generic
it was
name.
like,
No disrespect. So
Yeah.
to try to find him, it might be difficult,
But he's on my friends list.
Oh, okay, I see him now.
So-
No, it's not the guy I'm thinking of. Dale's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I don't know
what's
though.
off the
This is
bat.
2 years ago that I'm looking at right now.
Dale's just like, I'm telling you though, he's just touching that top level. Like, he's just getting there for the first time. He never took the
don't
sport
know,
this
though,
serious. Yeah. He
I'm
never
looking
took.
at some more of him now. I'm sorry, dude. My
Oh,
ADHD
okay.
is so bad. Like I've had moments in this chat where I just want to like scream
Oh, I know what you're
because
saying.
I'm just so excited. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
It's what happens when you drive a truck, man. It's just so
And then
hyper.
you can fantasize and envision.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh, Sorry, you were saying though?
Oh no,
What,
I
Dale?
think no, I just think I'm curious. I want Dale to pull the best right now because he deserves it. See, Dale, it's
Right.
not fair to Dale because Dale, he pulls the way he does, and he doesn't. He's always stayed in Alberta.
Yeah.
So like no one even knew him before we started coming to Montana, right?
Yeah.
And
I
then
knew
here's-
of him because he pulled Scott Drosy.
Oh yeah, he beat him too, and that was a while back now.
Mm-hmm. Matt was reffing that one.
That was a good
From
match. Yeah.
what I've seen, just watching some YouTube footage of this guy, Chris, he definitely looks well rounded.
Yeah, well that's tough, right? And
Yeah.
maybe Dale, maybe Dale's gonna have to really maybe test himself whether he really built those strengths because if
I
he
think he likes to look like he goes into Dale's lane though, and if Dale,
if
I mean, I
if
don't,
he goes in that lane, I
Yeah.
don't think anybody wants to look. Niles, you know how much of a beast he is.
yeah, I
He went
know.
right into Dale's lane, and it was like
Yeah,
right where
whoa.
Daddy likes it, and then it's boom.
Yep,
You know?
yep,
That's where Dale says if you're practicing and you get stuck in his lane, he's just that's where Daddy likes it, and then he just.
yeah.
I mean,
Dude.
even me, I make sure I take his hand and I stay outside with him. But
Yeah.
like if I get sunken in there with him, oh, it's ugly.
Yeah, it is like,
Yeah,
oh,
grinder.
yeah.
But it would be good though. I want good matches. I think that Dale.
Oh, me too, dude.
Joining the party, Dale. Oh, come on, man. This fucking event's going. Now this is gonna get like fucking on. We got even more
Yeah.
guys coming in. So.
That's the thing, man. I just want this to be a good show. I don't care about losing. I've
No.
never cared about losing. I just want to put up a fight.
Yeah,
and-
man.
Right.
I'm just kind of
Yeah.
afraid I might not be able to. But if he can agree to go to a strap or whatever, and
You might surprise
then,
yourself. I think he'll be.
yeah.
I think he wants a good
Yeah.
match too. So
I'm
I don't think
I'm
you got-
feeling pretty fucking strong though. I will say that though. I mean,
Yeah.
some of my lifts, I'm like, holy shit,
Yeah.
you know. So
You
when
got
I
a lot
really
of
buckle
arms.
down,
Yeah,
thanks, man. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just that
No, it's
hand, man,
good.
that wrist right now. Jesus.
Well, when I'm down there, I don't know. I got some good therapy things I've been learning lately. Uncle John wrecked all my flexors in the bottom part of my hand.
Yeah.
And I was shown this one stretch where you just grab on and use your finger and you just
Yeah.
push back and you just hold it. 2 days,
It's
my
crazy,
wrist was
isn't it?
healed. My wrist was
I know,
good.
dude. Like
Yeah, weird
before,
shit.
I used to pull with my left hand, and then before I moved out here, I hadn't really touched it in like 2 years. I met Dan Groslack, and I was pulling with him out here, and he's like, "Hey, try this if it's what's hurting." And he showed me an exercise for that tendon in my elbow, my left arm, and within 2 weeks, dude, after 2 years,
Yeah.
I was able to pull with my left arm again.
Yeah. Oh, did you
So-
see earlier? I was doing, that elbow pain that people get? It's like right in here. Like it's pretty bad, right?
Like, where
Sometimes.
you pointing? Like inside?
Yeah, like here, like in here, like golfer's elbow, they call it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't had that really.
Well,
It's similar
no.
to tennis elbow and all that other shit.
yeah,
No,
like
I really
yeah,
haven't.
Yeah.
I started getting it when I started learning how to like cancel people's pressure and have it go down my arm into the pad.
Ooh, I
That's-
know what you're saying. Yeah.
It's called just bone lines, right? But when I started learning
Mhm.
that and using that as an advantage, that's when my elbow started blowing up on me. So all I do now,
What do you mean?
like it
bone
would
lines?
just like
Like,
feel like a little bit of it feel like it's gonna explode. Like my elbow would just feel
Yeah,
like it's
I know what
real
you
bad.
mean now.
Yeah, yeah.
I've had
And
that a
when you
couple
do that or
times in
when
the
you go
past.
inside,
Yeah,
inside will really
exactly.
work it up too.
Dude, when I've
Yeah.
had that, like I'll get in like a big like King's Move strap match and like it snaps
Yeah.
and it feels so good.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
was
I'm
just
like,
say all
oh.
I do is that Hutchings thing where I take a 45-pound plate and I just
Yeah.
go like this, lift it up, and just bring it down behind my head, and just do like a whole bunch
Oh,
of
shit.
stuff for those. And you know what? The elbow within like 10 days I actually healed. Like, and I thought it was a permanent
Wow.
injury. It was so bad. So like, there's a
The,
lot of stuff with rehab. And,
Oh,
like,
dude,
yeah.
there really is.
yeah.
The
Those JM
type
presses are really good
uh,
for that.
Yeah, I
too.
do the JMs now.
Well, I was
too.
just gonna
don't
say
do them
that.
as heavy as I used to. Yeah.
Yeah, the type of skull crusher I've always kind of done anyway. It's
Mhm.
always been like a JM press.
Similar. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, well that explains it.
Yeah.
why my elbows always feel
That
decent.
might be why
like-
your elbows are always good. Yeah.
Yeah, they've never really ever hurt at all. It's
We
always been my
started-
brachialis or whatever else.
Yeah. Well, me and Dale and Brad, we all work out together. And
Yeah.
we do this one set where we do 60 skull crushers laying down on the bench. And then
Yeah.
we get up and we do 60 hammers. So back to
Oh,
back.
shit.
So you go
Damn.
60, just 20-pound dumbbells, but you
Yeah,
do
yeah,
60,
still though.
it's still 60, and then it's 60
Yeah.
like this. And we do 2 sets of that at the end. And ever since I started doing that with them, I haven't had an elbow injury.
No shit.
Yeah, and we do that routine every Sunday.
Freaking right.
Yeah, yeah. And it's good. That's like, yeah.
Dude, I
Geez,
I
all you
love
guys
this arm
talking about
wrestling
doing weights, I'm
community
gonna
so
have to
much.
start.
You have to, man.
Yeah. I do too, man. I love arm
I
wrestling.
haven't lifted weights since high school, dude.
I know you should.
My-
Miles,
But beast
I
you-
in
lift.
here, I thought you were.
Listen. I lift transmissions, rear ends, shit like that. That I do my daily work stuff. Okay, I'm a farm ranch kid. That's just what I do. I've got a bull pull and I've got a couple 20-pound dumbbells, and I'll tie those all together with my little ratchet strap that I turned into because I don't have a karate belt, and I'll use that as my pronation because it's over 70 pounds. And then if I
Yeah.
want to add more, then I'll just find something else that's heavy.
Yeah.
I find ways to make it work, because that's what you got.
You're working. If you're still working out while you're working, I mean, you're working out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, I'm turning wrenches and shit, and then I'll change it up to where, what normally could be like this is now, out here on just using my fingers, or a certain way of swinging a hammer or whatever it may be,
Brian, what do you
So-
do for work, man? You said you don't do any manual labor, so.
I own a couple of businesses. I got a landscape.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I got a landscaping company, and
That's sick.
I was owning a line paint business for a while. Yeah, I basically, and I buy and sell a lot of stuff. Like I like to buy
Dude, you
vehicles.
got it going
and
on then. You know what
I-
you're doing.
I just like, I like to just, when I touch something, I turn it to gold. That's what I like.
Freaking right, dude.
Just, yeah.
You
just
seem like a
basically
smart
be
guy,
resourceful.
but it's like
Yeah.
I didn't know you do that now. So all right, freaking right.
Well, I worked 25 years in factories, and I
Yeah.
worked for a company called ICO. They make shingles. I was a
Yeah.
lead hand. I was a lead hand there for 10 years. So,
No shit,
but
dude.
well, when I got laid off from there, I was making such good money. I was making like 140K a year at the end.
Damn.
And yeah, it was a good job. Hard work, but you know what? It
Yeah.
paid good. But I got laid off and I had a hard time finding the same income range. And my lifestyle
Yeah.
demanded a certain income. So I just got resourceful. I said, you know what? I don't know if you guys got it, but we got Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
Yep.
same.
I buy shit all the time, post it on there. I got shit I'm selling I just buy and sell shit.
My
Like
buddy
I
does
like going
that.
to auctions too. Like I go
You're
to
Yeah.
a flipper.
Oh yeah, I'm a flip. Yeah, I am. But I'll go to auctions and yeah, I see anything. I mean, I got my phone with me. You can price
That's pretty
check
interesting,
anything.
dude. That's pretty awesome.
Well, if you need, hey, listen, this is a tough world we live in. I recommend
it is.
anybody. You know what? There's resources at your fingertips.
There is, dude.
Anybody
It's
that tells
just a
me I get choked
matter
when
of like
people,
sacrificing or doing it.
yeah.
You know?
Well, I get choked when I see people just wasting away. They're like, I can't get a job,
Yeah.
or they're asking me for money in the parking lot every day when I drive up to the Tim Hortons. and the-
Right.
And I'll usually give them $20 the first time I see them because I've never seen them before. He could just be hard
Mhm.
up. Hopefully it helps him out. But if I see that guy again, I don't feel bad.
Right.
I pretty much tell him off and say, get a fucking job.
Same. Same.
You know,
Yeah.
because you know what? You're able to run across the parking lot because you see me pull into it because I gave you $20 yesterday. You can fucking make money. And there's lots
Yeah.
of ways, man. I
There
used
is.
to take the truck. I used to take the truck and I go up and down the alleys and any just scrap metal that I found,
Yeah.
like rims or aluminum or wire. I
Yeah.
take it to the metal scrap yard. And sometimes I made like $1,000 a day doing that shit.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So like, if you you want to make money, we pay deposits on bottles here, so you get 10 cents for an empty can. Or
We used to
whatever.
in Maine, yeah. Or
Yeah.
we do in Maine, yeah.
So you know what? I see little old ladies making a living. They're out on the
Yeah.
fucking bus stops every morning, emptying the balls out of the garbage,
Yeah.
and they make a
Right.
living. They make a decent living doing that. So don't
Yeah,
tell
they
me you can't fucking make some. Anyway, that's my
Anyway,
rant
I got him
tonight.
going
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, sorry, man. Yeah.
No, you're good,
You
man.
know what? It
You're
was
good. I love to
sensitive.
hear it.
It was sensitive for me because yesterday I gave, not yesterday, but the day before I gave a guy $20. And then
Yeah.
I went to Tim Hortons the next morning and I seen him, he seen me pull in. So he ran across the fucking parking lot because
Yeah.
I gave him $20 the day before.
He wants some
And I'm
more.
like, yeah. And I just basically told him, but and then you know, he said he told me I wanted to get out and punch him out. He told me off, started calling me names. I'm just like, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway,
I gave a guy a ride one time like that. And, you know, thought
appreciative.
you got any money, you know, so I could get a burger or something? I dropped him off at McDonald's, make a long story short. And I said, no, I don't think so, man. But I'll look, you know, my console or whatever. And then he's getting out of the car and I look, and I didn't have anything. He's like, oh, you said you did. And he's cussing me out. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
That's the
like, I
last
just
time I
gave
ever
you
gave
a
a bum a
ride,
ride.
man. Yeah, I just gave
Yeah,
you
I
a
did
ride.
like
Really.
an hour too. I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't out of my way, but
Oh wow. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I hear you. Yeah, yeah. But see, that's what I mean, right? And it's those people that they just nothing's their fault. It's always
No.
someone else's, and yeah, there's no sucks for them. But
yeah,
anyway,
it does.
It really does.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It does. Listen, my heart goes out to anybody that's struggling, but
No, same.
you know, you can only help somebody that's going to help themselves, right? So,
Yeah. Then there's a lot of them that make, because they see it going the way that it does, that, you
They
know,
get
gives
reliant
the
on it.
rest of them the bad name.
yeah,
You know, I mean, I've seen one panhandler and they got blasted online because they made like $150,000 a year
yeah,
just fucking panhandling.
yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
There's
like,
there's
good God, the
professional
poor
panhandlers.
person who, you know, their car got torched or some fucking thing and they got thrown out on the street because they couldn't do this or that or whatever and completely just got shit upon by the world. They can't fucking catch a break, even though they're still trying, but because they're the bad ones in the group, they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, so I see
Well,
it from both sides.
You know what?
You
The
know?
world's a hard place to live, man.
Oh, it's a nasty bitch.
And I know it, but you know what? If I helped everybody out, I wouldn't be able to help myself. So
Oh,
No.
not even close.
you know what I mean?
No.
So, but if I see someone that's just down on their luck and they need a helping hand, and you
Yep.
know, I've seen that. You know, I've helped some people, and
Yeah.
then like a year later, they're like, "Oh, here's that money." You know what I mean? Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
doing good now. That happens. I've seen it. I've seen those stories too, right? So
Dude, some of my family and friends, you know, my
Yeah.
douchebag, but like, for money, and just because I don't, ever get into that personal, like, hey, you owe me money, like,
yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
unless I
that's
knew
why
I could trust them to
And
pay it back.
giving some people money's tough too, because then that's what it's got to be awkward. You know what I mean? It's always tough. I get people always trying to borrow money, and it's not because I don't want to. I just worry because I've had even friendships I've lost over lending them money. So it's like it's a tough one there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I just don't like I don't like doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's tough.
But
You
if
know, sometimes
is,
I'm
man.
thinking, well, when I was down on my luck, yeah, but
Yeah.
that's what makes it really hard, right? And then you start thinking,
Yeah.
oh, if the shoe was on the other foot. But then there's some of my friends in that I know, you know what I mean? They'd help me maybe
Yeah.
a little bit if I needed it, but only so much.
Yeah,
So yeah, totally. Well, listen, guys, it was a good chat tonight.
always, man.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it, Brian.
Oh, I appreciate you coming on, brother. I
Yeah,
wanted to
for
talk to
sure.
you. Yeah, man. Shit. And good job commentating that last one too, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying a little better, but
Yeah. Oh, it was good. It was fucking
I
awesome.
like constructive criticism, and even bad stuff. It doesn't hurt my feelings.
No, I
really
like
doesn't.
I like the way you commentate because you just say
Thanks,
whatever you
man.
truly feel.
That's how I do it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't care. I just say
No,
it.
you just say it. Yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I'm against your hometown boy. You're just like, I don't think you wanted to go inside with Brian. Because I was trying to go inside, but he didn't want that, right? So yeah, it was good. It was good. I was like, yeah, he's just fucking honest. That's awesome.
I don't care, man. I'm gonna say it how it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was
Yeah.
awesome. But anyway, well, thanks to Miles for coming on, and good
Oh,
talking to you always,
absolutely.
brother. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we'll do it again. Maybe
Sure.
there might be one more
For sure,
before
guys.
next weekend. So I'll let you guys
Oh, that'd be
know.
Okay.
great.
Yeah,
let me
sure.
know.
If you still stay on for a bit, Brian, I'll chat with you after the live.
Yeah, I gotta take it. Well, yeah, I can. Or
Okay.
we can go on Messenger and do that too. Yeah, or I can come back on. But I think
Whichever.
what I'll do is I'll end it and then I'll come back. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that'll work.
I need that.
Good
wash
talking
day
with you,
bad.
Kevin.
But
Drive
yeah,
safe.
Always, Miles.
Yeah, and thanks for joining, everybody. Appreciate
Yes,
you guys
thank
all
you, man.
watching
All right,
tonight.
guys.
So,
I'm about to
take
lose
care.
you here
next
anywhere
week.
off and on. So
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll talk to you in a
Alright.
few minutes, Miles.
Yeah.
You bet.